Hello!
And welcome to
Let's Talk About Book,
where we talk about
Book.
I'm Smeevca,
And I am Strawberry.
and we're reading A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. And we're finishing it up today.
Yeah, the end of the
end of the book. And you've said that it was good,
yes.
but that it was wacky.
Yes, good. There's some things to talk about.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to talk about them with you.
Yeah.
Because we did it. We got through the first book, and you're excited about the second one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed like all these chapters quite a bit. Like it's all very. It feels like the last section was like the kind of climax of the book, and this is all kind of almost prologue and setup for next book. So it's like kind of setting up all those storylines, which are all very exciting to see. Like
where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I guess like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Pester people about the podcast if you so desire. And I guess we'll get into the chapters now.
Yeah.
All right. Sansa. We're starting. We have a pup here.
Yeah.
Who
we're watching my parents' dog.
And he's just like in our laps right now. And as soon as I like started and like picked up the book, he's just like getting his face all up in the book. And you need to calm down.
Licking my ears.
You need to calm down and let us record, okay? No, he's just being.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're with Sansa.
Yeah. This chapter sucks.
Yes.
And I hate George R.R. Martin, and I just want to protect Sansa with everything, and I'm upset.
Yeah.
And he read my mind, and I wanted to.
Yes.
I wanted to hurt him.
Yes, that's he read your mind, and we'll get to that later.
Tesla's trying to play.
Yeah.
He's like.
He's just gonna like cause problems.
Yeah, he's being insane. Anyway.
Do we need to stop and get his energy out, or
let's try this.
Okay. All right. So Sansa, we cut back to Sansa after Ned.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen her since Ned died.
Yeah.
And she's just been in her room for a while.
Yep.
Just
how dare she be depressed and upset and a person.
Yeah, because she's just been like, in the darkness. She's got her curtains drawn around her bed. She just sleeps, wakes up, cries, goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
Hardly eats anything. Has been dreaming about her dad and says, waking or sleeping, she saw him. And she's also like having dreams about like them coming to execute her.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. We get a little bit of how like because we saw the moment from Arya's perspective.
Yeah.
Like when it happened, although she was made to look away. He's sneezing at us because he's trying to be rude.
He wants to play.
He wants to play. Okay, we're back. We paused for a little bit. The
dogs are insane.
The dogs are insane, but we're here. We're doing it. We're recording today. It's happening.
The end of this book, it's very good.
The end of this book, it's very good. We're insane. But we will get through this last episode of the book. Yeah. So Sansa.
Yes. Yeah. You were talking how we saw it from Arya's perspective.
Yes, we saw it from Arya's perspective, but we also kind of didn't see it from Arya's perspective because the Night's Watch guy came and like took her away and made sure she didn't see it.
Yeah.
But no one was there sort of protecting Sansa from it. Yeah. So she just saw it happen.
Yeah.
And so she's having a really hard time, and she's like...
Yeah, because she like thinks about like how she like wanted to like look away, but she like couldn't and everything.
Yeah, because like the moment when she had wanted to look away, she had wanted to.
Yeah.
Yet somehow she could not turn her head, and all the people were screaming and shouting, and her prince had smiled at her. He'd smiled, and she'd felt safe, but only for a heartbeat until he said those words.
Yeah.
Because Joffrey's the worst.
Yep.
And she's like,
because he's hopped up on he's the shit.
Yeah,
like
he's all hopped up on his fucking king ego right now.
And like he's the king and he's like the man.
Yes.
Like in like this like patriarchal, you know, like
right, because we especially get some of that later.
Because like his like with Cersei and everything, like like.
Because, like, he says something like that, like, when the execution happens, it's like, oh, you know how women are,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
They're soft-hearted, but, like, you know,
yeah.
I'm still gonna fucking kill him. And then, like, it comes up again later in this chapter as well.
And, like, he doesn't know anything about strategy or government, or, like, or like...
How to run a country.
Right, it's just like, oh,
politics.
Traitor, you're supposed to, like, kill those, and, like, you're supposed to not show weakness, and I'm, like, the head and the king, and... You know, I need to show my strength and whatever.
Yeah.
I hate this. Ew, I hate him.
Yeah.
Ew. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah no.
And then he, like, fucking shows up here and is just the most disgusting little worm.
Yeah, no, Joffrey, he's just a little monster. He's the absolute worst. And he truly, like, everyone hates Joffrey.
Yeah. But it's just, he's just constantly enabled, so then you can't help but be mad at everyone around him, too. Because it's like, this is an 11-year-old. You smack him upside the head and tell him to shut, like, you don't smack an 11-year-old upside the head. In this world, you do.
Yeah, because like, I'm like, has Tyrion smacked him at all?
I think he did. He needs that, like, way more. He needs that to be, like...
Yeah.
Or just like...
Or just someone actually like telling him
or
no.
Or just not hopped up on Mr. Royal, you're the best. Like...
Yeah, because, like, meanwhile, Sansa's over here, like, because we get, like, Sansa, she's so, like, has such this, like, dramatic mindset.
Yeah.
Like, influenced by all these, like, romantic stories that she's heard. So she has this thought about, like, you know, that, like, they might kill her, and she's like, perhaps I will die too, she told herself. And the thought did not seem so terrible to her. If she flung herself from the window, she could put an end to her suffering, and in years to come, the singers would write songs of her grief. Her body would lie on the stones below, broken and innocent, shaming all those who had betrayed her.
Yeah.
So she has this, like, romantic idea of, like, ending her life, and it'll, like, bring shame to them, and it'll be so, like, poetic.
But then,
of course, she's, like, she can't actually bring herself to do it, because, like, of course not.
Because,
But it just sort of, like, so much, like, speaks to, like, how she, like, understands the world. She doesn't know how to actually, like, properly interact with the world.
Just, like, through these, like, stories and stuff.
Yep, she's just, like... Because then she realizes, like, well, I can't do that, and then it's like, so what do I do? And the answer, very, very reasonably, is just stay inside and cry. Because, like, she's a child, and she's just had this horrible thing happen, you know. And, you know, she, eventually, Joffrey shows up, and, you know, Sansa's not looking great, because...
You don't look pretty. Get up, and you gotta present yourself in front of people, and you don't look pretty, and...
I mean, you're right.
I just want to stab him in the face.
I feel like that's understandable. I feel like that...
He is a child, and I would like to punt him off a cliff, George R. Martin.
R.
Martin. I would like... I was so mad. The entire... Anyway.
Yeah, no, this chapter is a rough one for that.
Yeah, during this chapter, I'm gonna be practically incoherent, because, like... Sansa's one of my favorites. I really love Sansa. Like, I remember reading this in high school, and, like, I have vaguer memories of, like, reading it in high school. I remember liking Sansa a lot and stuff.
Which is interesting, because I feel like I like Sansa more now, going back, but I feel like at the time when I was first reading her, I didn't like her as much. I think because, in some ways, like... You know, the way she, like, blames Arya for some of the stuff, and, like, just, like, wants Joffrey to be this, like, prince, even though he's so obviously not. But it's, like, now, looking back, I'm more, like, understanding and sympathetic to it, but I feel like when I was a little bit younger, first reading it, I was like, Sansa, why can't you just see?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but that's not, you know... the sort of the point. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. And the Hound is also here because, you know, he's Joffrey's
he could also run him the fuck off the cliff.
Yes.
And I am annoyed that he also did not push the 11-year-old off the cliff.
Yes. Well, because so to jump ahead a little bit, because this is going to be a thing that you're very like.
I just with the entire time I was sitting there, just run him off the cliff, just run into him. He's right there, just fucking run him over.
Yeah,
push him off.
Because Joffrey, because like, you know,
and you stopped him. What are they gonna do after? Sorry.
No, you
incoherent.
Yeah. So Joffrey, you know, he's holding court. She goes to that and whatnot, and like, there's not really a ton.
No, they just like he's just handing out the most insane punishments, like just randomly or whatever.
Yeah,
and they just let this happen. All of the adults around him.
Right, where it's just like he will, like, you know, the things that he doesn't want to deal with, he has them deal with, and the things that he wants to deal with, he deals with in the most stupid and insane ways possible. Yeah, and the most like harsh way possible.
He doesn't want to deal with anyone with anything. It's a game where he can do what he wants.
Yeah,
they aren't people. It's just this is make believe. This is pretend, and his, you know, like, oh, look at these dolls. Oh, that doll lost a hand. Ha ha ha. You know, like,
it's very much like that. And then he takes Sansa up onto like the walls where the heads are on the spikes for treason and whatnot, and goes to take her to see her father's head and all that.
And he's like, why don't you love me? Also look at your father's head. Why don't you love me? But I'm the best. But also look at these severed heads. Aren't I cool? Fuck off. Literally fall off a cliff.
Oh yeah, because he has no sense of like how to make people actually like him. He just like, I just have to intimidate her into liking me, essentially. The way that you get what you want is that you, like, bully and intimidate people. Yeah. Because my father was King Robert, and my mother's family is the Lannisters. All I've learned...
And my mother's Cersei.
Yep, and so it's like, all I've learned is how to be full of myself.
How to fly off of a fucking cliff.
And so they're, like, up on the wall... And the whole time you were thinking, just like, push him off. And then we eventually do get to Sansa being like, I could just push him off.
And I was so mad. I almost like texted, like, when that line came up, I'm like, fuck you. The entire time I'm just like, knock him off the cliff. You literally just knock him off the cliff. Mm-hmm. You could literally solve all of the world's problems.
and then like the Hound like kind of kneels down in front of her, and because like throughout this chapter I feel like we get
I blame the Hound too. He should have let her do it, or do it himself if he is worried, if he cares so much about her being in danger by like killing the king, then he should fucking do it himself.
Yeah, because the Hound, we get like a little bit of like these little moments between him and her where he's described as being like oddly gentle with her. Yeah. Like whenever she's being forced to go get dressed, he like scoops her up and like brings her to her like wardrobe, and it's described as being like oddly gentle, and the same with like another moment. And he is like saying these things to her about like, you just gotta like follow along so it doesn't get worse. Yeah. And he's not saying it like a mean way, but just in like
I kind of hate him.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. But we sort of like,
I get it. I think I do get him.
Yeah.
But I'm also like...
Yeah, because, like, he has this feeling of, like, there's nothing you can do. That you can't really, like, make change in the world.
And I get that if he couldn't throw the king off of a cliff right now.
Right.
You know? Like, he like, has that, like, powerless feeling, but, like, he has a bit of power.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like, because we get that bit about how, like, at a young age, his brother, like, fucking held his face in the fire. He definitely has this, like, world view of, like, the world is cruel and unfair, and you just kind of gotta, like, do what you can to, like, live with it. Yeah. And he feels like there's nothing that, like, he can do because he has all this, like, baggage or whatever. Which doesn't make him, like, justified in these things. But we, like, you know, get this, like, sense of, like, who he is, where it's, like, the Lannisters have just employed this, like, weird, traumatized man to, like, watch after their son.
I don't quite know why he's with the Lannisters. Like, why he's there, why he, like...
I think that, like, the Clegane, like, family is probably just one of their, like, sort of, like, the family's kind of under them. Since they're, like, a major house, they're probably just, like, a minor house under the Lannisters, is what I imagine.
Got you.
Kind of like how the Starks, they have all their, like, bannermen.
Yeah, his loyalty just confuses me because like you see like loyalty with like the Stark like men and stuff, and like you understand why they're loyal. I don't understand why he's loyal.
Yeah, I imagine it's just one of those things where, you know, you don't want to be on the Lannisters' bad side,
right?
And so it's like the people who are loyal to the Lannisters are probably. Because, like, we also,
And it's not just him in power. It's Tywin and Cersei and all of that. Like, I'm massively simplifying it because I'm extremely pissed off.
Yeah.
I know that I do that.
No, I get you, though. Because it's like, you know, it's funny because, like, this is, like, the most pissed you've been the whole book.
Yeah. I love Sansa. Like, and, like... One of my biggest things is, like, a complete lack of control is, like, such a horrifying, like, thing, and that's her story. Like, her story is, like, lack of autonomy. Yeah. Completely. She's never had any choice in her life, and it's, like injustice and, like, lack of being able to control yourself and, like, all of that type of stuff, like, it just compounds on itself to just... make me want to hug this character and keep them so safe, and like it makes, and then it just like it lights my rage. Like it's
oh yeah, because it's interesting, like these sort of like ideas of autonomy and control, especially as it comes to like Sansa versus Arya, where
and Cersei a bit.
Yes. Yeah.
But, like, in, like, a different way.
Right. Because it's, like, we're in this patriarchal society where, like, women aren't sort of, like, supposed to have the sort of, like, agency and control in general. Yeah. And that's not really been a problem for Sansa up until this point.
Yeah. Because she's been in a kind of protected version of it.
Yeah, where it's like, you know,
where she got kind of benefits of the class that she's in that, like, kind of outstripped the, like... like woman part of it, you know?
Right, because it's like there's always going to be within like a larger group of people. Sansa's like, I get to like go to court and just like talk to people and eat fancy dinners,
and she likes doing like the needlework and the like that type of stuff. It like
she's like, I don't have to make any hard decisions about life. I don't have to worry about leading an army or, you know, making hard decisions about the state. I can just, like, you know, marry some handsome prince and live a life of luxury and be happy. And, you know, they try and sort of, like, offer that to Arya, but Arya's like, but that's not the kind of life that I want.
Yeah.
And so, like, Arya bucks against it and tries to, like, get this autonomy while... Sansa suddenly realizes, like, wait, I'm just, like, a pawn in this game, and is like, sort of, like, having to realize...
Like, oh, I didn't want to make choices. I do want to make choices, actually. Yes. I, like, that's important to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's, like... They're just, like, such interesting characters in that way.
Yeah.
And Cersei also has that because, like, she was trapped in this, like, awful marriage with Robert.
Yeah.
And she's, like, they're both awful.
And
but just, like, in different ways, and the power imbalance, like, goes
and the way
against
she
her.
Exercises, like, her, like, she has to kind of exercise, power and control over... like either Robert or Joffrey or through Jamie or like in her like relationships with like the men in her life, like Tywin, like all of that. That's the only way that she can like wield power.
Right, exactly.
And like
Yep. So that's all very interesting. Because like we get these like bits of because there's also like Sir Meryn Trant. He's one of the Kingsguard or whatever. I think.
Got you.
And he's the one that like Joffrey has like hit her.
Got you.
Because he's like, you know, Mother says that like, you know, it's unseemly for a king to like, and so he just gets that guy to do it, which is.
And then he's like, oh, and then now you're gonna look beat up or whatever, and I'm like, you could look beat up.
Yeah, and there's an interesting thing about Sir Marin Trant to me, which is, did he instruct you to hit me if I refuse to come? Are you refusing to come, my lady? And it says, the look he gave her was without expression. He did not so much as glance at the bruise he had left her. He did not hate her, Sansa realized. Neither did he love her. He felt nothing for her at all. She was only a thing to him.
Yeah.
And just sort of like, she wanted to rage to hurt him as he'd hurt her, to warn him that when she was queen, she would have him exiled if he ever dared strike her again. But she remembered what the Hound had told her, so all she said was, I shall do whatever his grace commands.
Yeah.
And then he's...
And that's the type of stuff that makes me so angry. Like, those types of things make me so angry, where there's, like, no other option, and there's, like, that's the type of stuff that makes me...
Yeah.
rage.
I definitely feel that. And it's interesting because Marin Trant is this guy who, like, I'm reading this and I hear that name and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a guy who exists in this world.
Yeah.
His sort of just like blasé, his just sort of like he just like feels nothing about what's going on.
Yeah.
Which is like weirdly worse.
Yeah.
You know, if he was like, you're a traitor, you're one of the Starks, and so you're a traitor, it's like, okay, well, there's like a motivation, but he's just like, he is just doing what he's told, but he has like no feelings about it.
Yeah.
Like, you could at least like feel bad about it. You could do what fucking, what's his name did? The guy who like left when they were like, when they like retired him and then he just like fucking fucked off.
Yeah.
The Kingsguard guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck was his name? He's got a fucking name.
Unfortunately, I don't have all of the names yet.
Barristan Selmy.
Got you.
Barristan the Bold. Because they were like, yeah, you gotta retire. And then he was like, no, fuck off, fuck all of you, and then left.
Yeah.
And then they sent the people after him, and then he killed them, and all that, and all that jazz.
Tywin's not happy with that.
Yeah.
I know I'm skipping ahead, but...
Yeah, and it's just like, that's a whole, like, funny thing.
Yeah.
But this guy just, like, doesn't care. He's just like, new king, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's something about that's just, like, interesting to me.
I never thought about him much, because he was just, like, a hand of Joffrey, and I just, like...
Yeah. I
didn't end up, you know...
And I think that I find that aspect of him interesting.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, like, who is this guy? That he's just, like... Yeah, whatever. Hitting a child, whatever. I don't really care one way or the other. King said to do it. Like, why are you like this?
Yeah, right.
Why are you so shitty like this? Because, like, the Hound, you at least notice, like, he has this, like, defeatist outlook on things.
Yeah.
But, like, this guy, he's just some guy who we haven't, like, seen before.
Right.
Who just, like, doesn't give a shit. Which, I don't know. For some reason, that just, like, stuck out to me this time as I was reading it. But yeah, and then like, you know, we go to court and he's being a little shit. Oh yeah, and then there's a bit because there's like a singer who he like punishes because he was singing some song about Robert.
That one also made me really mad.
Yeah. I do like the thing that I thought was just kind of funny is that Sansa's like, it was sort of a funny song. All about Robert fighting with a pig. The pig was the boy who'd killed him, Sansa knew. But in some verses, it almost sounded as if you were singing about the queen.
Also, like, I know he's trying, because Joffrey's a child and doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's stupid. Like, that's such a way to make that song popular.
Yeah.
Like, like, that is the way to get your, like, like, half, like, almost protest song and like, joke about the king. Like,
yeah.
That's, and, like, you had him do it in front of the court. Like, all that. Like, what a way to get it to, you know, other people and stuff. Like, there's no way that, like, disappears.
Yeah.
You know, in consciousness.
It oddly kind of reminds me, because there's a band called Steel Eye Span. They're like an old, like, from like the 70s or something. And they sing these, like, you know, like, English, like, folk songs. But they had, like, electric instruments and stuff. And one of them is called Cameo Fray France. It's, like, in, like, an older... It's maybe in, like, Scots, or maybe it's in, like, an older form of English. And it's all just making fun of the king and the people around him and stuff. You know, one of the bits that I remember...
It's Elon Musk memes, or like,
yeah.
It's a similar type of...
Because there's a part where it's like, hey for Bob and John, who is called Bob and John because he kept switching sides in the war. Yeah, and so it's just like, people are gonna make songs about these things. There's nothing you can, like, do about it, even if you don't like it.
There's nothing...
you know, yeah, and so, like, he tells the guy that he can either lose his tongue or his fingers.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's him sort of being, quote, merciful. Because he also...
How about you lose your head, or your head, Joffrey?
Yep. Because Joffrey also, he... talks to whenever...
And Cersei, because Cersei is Joffrey.
Yeah. It's so interesting because she's like, she's just completely pampered this boy and spoiled him the whole time, and then somehow thinks that'll, like, allow her to, like, control him when he becomes king, and it's just like, no, all you've done is said yes to him every time. And so now the moment that you start saying no, he's just like, what? No,
especially
I'm the king now. I have the authority over you, mother.
Right.
You know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, he has this thing. He keeps insisting that instead of, like, my lord, she call him, like, like
my grace or something, I think.
Yeah, it's like, you know, your grace or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is just like, he's such a little shit.
Yeah.
But he's also like, oh, I did show him mercy. I, you know, beheaded him quickly as opposed to, like, making it long and torturous.
Right.
And she's just like, what if I just killed him? What if I just pushed him off the fucking thing?
And I was very angry because it was like, yes, why don't you do that?
Mm-hmm. And also, he's like, you know, we need to start having, like, kids as soon as you're able, and she's just like, oh god. and
also, like, you're like 14, he's like 11. You can smash his head in.
Yeah.
Like, you're stronger than him. Like...
Yeah, he might be older than 11, but I don't remember exactly how old he is.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep just saying...
Yeah, you keep saying 11, and I'm like...
Maybe he's like 13 or 14.
Yeah, that might be a bit closer, but I also don't remember. I'm like, do they have ages in here? I don't know if they have... Because there's, like, the appendix at the back with all the houses, but they don't list their ages, I don't think. It's just, like...
But you catch them off guard, just, like, into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all stone.
Mm-hmm.
There's also pikes. There's pikes everywhere. Put his head on a pike.
Yeah, he specifically saved 2 spikes for Stannis and Renly.
Boom, just smashes, like, while he turns around, smash his head into that pike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel horrible saying that about a child, but also it's Joffrey, so, like...
Right. Oh, yeah, and there's a bit that I especially wanted to talk about because I thought it was interesting. Because, like, when he goes and, like, takes her to go look, she has this thought, he can make me look at the head, she told herself, but he can't make me see them. Yeah. And that just, like, makes me think of Arya again.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit, like, right
podcast.
after I read this and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, because it's, like, Arya's having this whole thing about learning to, like, see, to, like, not just look, but see and, like, understand, while Sansa is having to, like...
Dissociate.
Yes. Right. And so,
like, not see in order to survive.
Right,
like,
exactly.
You know, and Arya has to see in order to survive. She has to see everything.
Yep. And so they just, like, already we're seeing how they, like... Because they're already going in different directions, but how this is, like, forcing them to go down such, like, different paths. Yeah. Yeah, Sansa looked at it calmly, not seeing it at all. It did not really look like Lord Eddard, she thought. It did not look real. How long do I have to look? Joffrey seemed disappointed. And it's just, like, learning...
But, like... So go ahead.
How to have this, like, sort of malicious compliance.
Yeah.
You know? Just being like, he wants it to affect you, so don't let it affect you.
It's taking control. It's taking control in the very small way that you can. You know, like, he can make me physically stand here and do this, but he cannot he can't control my mind, you know? Like, he doesn't know the thoughts running through my head.
Yeah. Yep, Sansa has to learn a different sort of strength than Arya.
Yeah.
You know, she has to learn to sort of, like, emotionally handle all of this, which she shouldn't, like, have to at her age. Right. And no one should have to ever, really. But, you know, someone older could maybe, you know, handle it better with more sort of experience and whatnot. Yeah. But, you know. Yeah. And she's also... Yeah, because Joffrey has this bit about...
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to say...
Yeah.
Oh, I lost it again. Oh, that he would have been just as pissed if she cried.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
Right.
Like, no matter what reaction she had, it would have been the wrong reaction for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was not looking for anything from you.
Yeah, for anybody particular, because if she, it's like, oh, why are you crying over this, like, traitor or whatever,
Like, no matter what.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But yeah, because we get some of the, like, Joffrey sexism. He's like, women are all weak, even her, though she pretends she isn't, talking about Cersei.
Yeah,
which is sort of like interesting, sort of that she pretends she isn't weak.
Yeah,
the sort of like idea that he has of her. And oh yeah,
which is like so funny because like I don't like Cersei, but like when it comes to strength, like you've been through nothing, Joffrey. Like
right, exactly.
You don't know anything.
You don't know anything. And it's like that's what I'll give you, Lady Sansa, your brother's head. A kind of madness took over her then, and she heard herself say, maybe my brother will give me your head. Yep. And it's just like, fuck yes, Sansa. But she just like, I like the way it's put. It's like she hears herself say it. She's just like, you can't just not say something there.
Yep.
It just like fucking comes out. But yeah, and that's basically it. Yeah. All it would take was a shove, she told herself. You could do it. You could. Do it right now. It wouldn't even matter if she went over with him. It wouldn't matter at all. And then the Hound is like, hey there. Maybe don't do this.
Which made me so mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, if you saw her doing it, just a little stiff arm real quick from the Hound. Just like knock him over. Mm-hmm. Especially the Hound. Like, just a little tap from his finger. Joffrey goes over the cliff. Oh, he tripped. It's so tragic. That's so sad.
Honestly,
oh no.
Honestly, she goes and like pushes. They're gonna go over together, and then the Hound just like grabs her and just like pulls her back. Just like, oh man, they fell. I was only able to save her.
It's crazy.
It's crazy how that works out. But yeah.
I was like, if I sit here thinking about it enough, then the book will change.
Mm-hmm. The book will change. It'll go a different way. All this can be avoided. Yeah. So that's Sansa's chapter.
Yep.
Ready to go on to the next one?
Yeah, I'll be more coherent in these next ones, I promise.
Alright, and then we move on to a Dany chapter.
Yeah.
And shit is also
shit's happening. I was so wrong, and I had, like, wrong, like, memories and shit. Like, I did not remember any of this at all.
Yeah, because you were like, if you just followed what she said,
Fully didn't remember that was, like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it turns out Miriam Azdur did not have Drogo or Dany's best interest at heart.
I don't know why I believed her. Mm-hmm. I guess because I was in Dany's point of view and she believed her so hard, I was like, okay, like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But, like, I should have known what I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why I'm like, yeah, they rescued her, so, like, Dany rescued her, so, like, she'll help out.
Mm-hmm.
The others are they're, like, being, like, crazy to her, but, like... She'll at least appreciate it. No. Why did you think that?
Yeah, and it's very interesting because like we do this whole chapter is interesting and like getting sort of Miriam Azdur's thought on things is interesting. But the chapter starts with Dany's dreams. She has like this whole big like dream sequence as she's wing shadowed her fever dreams. You don't want to wake the dragon, do you? And she's walking down this long hall, and she sees, really cool the red door down the hall, and she's, like, this whole sequence of her, like, going down this hall towards the red door, which she, like, associates with, like, home, because that's what she remembers, and this, like, you don't want to wake the dragon, do you?
Like, like, repeating until it's, like, wake the dragon.
Yep, and it gets, like, shorter and shorter, and I'm like, there's all sorts of stuff in here. She sees, like... the Dothraki Sea, and she's, like, with Drogo, and then, like, it cuts to, like, Ser Jorah, and he's talking about, like, Rhaegar, and she sees this, like, image of Rhaegar in, like, his armor, but then, like, because it's, like, because Jorah's, like, Rhaegar was the last dragon, and so she's like, oh, the last dragon, and and she feels like this like darkness behind her, like it's like chasing her. She's
like don't look back or whatever.
Yeah. And she sees like Viserys screaming and stuff. She feels this heat inside of her, a terrible burning. And she sees her son. Her son was tall and proud, with Drogo's copper skin and her own silver gold hair, violet eyes shaped like almonds, and he smiled for her and began to lift his hands towards her. But when he opened his mouth, the fire poured out. And he's like consumed by fire, and she like weeps for him and is like the tears that she cries for him turn to like steam, and she sees like ghosts line the hallway dressed in the faded raiments of kings. So she's like, they have like the purple eyes and the white hair, and they're, you know, yelling like faster at her as she like runs. So they're like presumably like she's like kind of imagining her like Targaryen like ancestors, royal ancestors and stuff. But then like, you know, in her dreams she gets like these big dragon wings and starts like flying down this hall. She sees Rhaegar in his armor, and then whenever the like helmet opens, it's her own face in Rhaegar's armor. And then eventually she wakes up.
Yep.
And she's like...
Yeah, then she like wakes up like off and on like a few times, right?
Yeah, because like she wakes up and she's like drenched in sweat, and she's... I think she is. She's like, help me, bring me, I want... but she like... can't
Yeah, she wants
to,
like the eggs or whatever.
Yeah, she wants the eggs, but she's like having trouble like speaking because she's like, you know, been like asleep for a long time. And is all like delirious and stuff. But she like crawls over, they bring her eggs, she crawls over to them, and she's like, I think like falls asleep again. And then she like wakes up after a time, a night, a day, a year, she could not say, she woke again. And they like give her water. Most everyone's left.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah, there's like 100 or so people or something.
Yeah, it's like there's a bunch of like the elderly and like the
basically the cart people.
Yeah. And also there's like Eerie and Jiqui and Dorea, and
because they took all the slaves except for them.
Yeah, and it's like I've been sick. How long? And then Eerie seemed so sad it frightened her. Long, she whispered. They bring her eggs. She falls asleep again. She wakes up again. And her fever eventually is like gone because she'd still been like feverish that whole time. And then she's like, Khal Drogo, what's up with him? And they're like, he's alive, but
yeah, but not really.
But not really. And because like, tell me, I shall bring Ser Jorah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they all she tries to get all of them to tell her, and none of them do. They all go and get Jorah.
Yep. And she's like, where's Rhaega? Where's my son?
Yeah.
And they're like, the boy, he did not live. She had known since she woke up the first time. No, she had known before she woke. She should weep, she knew, yet her eyes were dry as ash. She had wept in her dream, and the tears had turned to steam on her cheeks. All the grief has been burned out of me, she told herself. She felt sad, and yet she could feel Rhaega receding from her, as if he had never been. Yeah. So there's like this interesting, because like we you know, come to find out that like the baby was like born and almost seemingly like demon, or like, well, like
almost dragon-like, but also like decaying.
Yeah, it like immediately seemed to like decay or whatever, and it had like weird dragony bits.
Yeah. And
Miriam Mazdur's like, you know, you need life to pay for life, or death to pay for life, and you know, that essentially the baby was what was given up to bring Drogo back.
Yeah.
And so there's this, it was like part of this whole magic thing. And so it's interesting that it's described as, that she could feel Rhaego receding from her as if he had never been.
Yeah.
Because he's been like magically like
removed, yeah.
Removed in this weird way. And I just find that fascinating. Yeah, he never lived, my princess. The women say, it was monstrous. Yeah. Twisted. He was scaled like a lizard, blind with the stub of a tail, and small other wings like the wings of a bat. So very much described as like a weird little dragon monster. He had been dead for years. It was as if like he immediately had been like dead for years upon like being born, which was, weird and crazy. You warned me that only death could pay for life. I thought you meant the horse. No, Miri Mazder said. That was a lie you told yourself. You knew the price. Had she? If I look back, I am lost. And she's just repeating, if I look back, I am lost to herself over and over again. And the thing is that, like, I actually looked back when I read this little bit, sort of preparing. I was like, it's like, oh, I thought it would be the horse, that was a lie. You told yourself you knew what the price was. Because Dany asks, because she's like, oh, only death can pay for life. And Dany asks if it'll kill her.
Right.
And she says no. And then, but she doesn't ask about the baby at all. And so it's like, I was like, I kind of thought, but it's like, nope, going back, it's like...
Yeah, she just asks about
herself, and then she says, bring the horse. And so she's just like, yeah, that's all, I'll just be the horse. But yeah. And so she's, like, show me Khal Drogo, and so they do. And he's alive, technically.
Yeah.
He's just like, they say that, like, he'll eat if you, like...
Put it there, yeah.
Like, if you, like, put food to his mouth or, like, water to his mouth, he'll, like, drink.
Yeah.
And you can, like, lead him around places, but he just, like, he's, like, blind, and he doesn't react to things, really. He just, like, is alive, but there's nothing else there. He's lost... His body's alive, but he's lost everything that, like, kind of makes living.
Yeah.
And, Miri Mazder kind of talks about that, because Dany's like, but I saved you, and she's like, did you though?
Yep.
Like, by the time you saved me, I already had everything taken from me. The temple's destroyed, the whole village is destroyed. She, like, goes in depth about like, these people who I knew and who I had, like, treated, they're, like, dead, and, it's like, you tell me what life is worth when you've lost everything, like Khal Drogo. And so, yeah, because Dany's like, you knew what I was buying and you knew the price, yet you let me pay it. It was wrong of them to burn my temple. They angered the great shepherd.
Yeah.
And, you cheated me, you murdered my child within me. The stallion who mounts the world will burn no cities now. His Khalasar shall trample no nations into dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the bit about saving her. Tell me again what you saved, your life. Look at your cow and see what life is worth when all the rest is gone. A word and Dany could have her head off. Yet then, what would she have? A head. If life was worthless, what was death? Yeah. So, she's like, I should fucking kill her right now, but then, like, what good's that gonna do? And
she can be a magic component.
Exactly. It's like, instead, your death can be used for magical means.
Yeah.
But, and, cause, like, she also, like, asks, like, is there any way to, like, sort of, like, bring him back to the way he was? And, says, when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, when the seas go dry and mountains blow in the wind like leaves, when my womb quickens again and I bear a living child, then you will return, my sun and stars, and not before. Never, the darkness cried. Never, never, never. And then, she, like, pushes a pillow over Khal Drogo's face. Yeah. Because there's nothing left to do.
Yep.
And she also, like, washes Khal Drogo and kind of, like, spends one last, like, night with him. Yeah. Just, like, being there with him.
Yep. Yeah.
And, like, trying...
And, like, braided his hair and did all of that.
Yeah, and sort of, like, remember Drogo? Remember your... our first ride together, the day we wed. Remember the night we made Rhaego with the Khalasar all around us. And it's just, like, talking to him, but obviously he's not there, but she's just kind of, like, having this last kind of, like, goodbye to him. Yeah.
I wish that there was about a 2 to 3 year time skip before this.
Yeah.
I think it would hit a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because like she really hasn't been with him that long,
right.
and also
and
she's
also
still
14.
so young.
She's like,
because you were
I like the complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is interesting. Like her and Drogo's relationship. Like early on. Like it's fucked up and like, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
And I feel like it loses some of the interest by the end.
Right.
Because it's just kind of treated like a normal relationship.
Yeah.
And, like, I think I almost would have rather have, like, I don't know, if like, with this ending, I would have liked to, even if I didn't see those, like, few years that they, like, had together, I would have liked to know that they happened.
Yes, because it's, like, because you were saying that's, like, like, in the beginning, there's all this, like, fucked up child bride shit going on.
It's, like, it's focused on that she's 14, and in the scene where they make like Rhaego for the first time, like or like that type of stuff. When you read it, like
there's like this attention drawn.
There's the attention drawn to her being so young and like this being like weird and not fully her choice and all of that type of stuff. And then they're like recontextualized at the end as like oh, this like beautiful relationship and stuff like that. And I could see that recontextualization happening over a longer period of time. Yeah.
It is one of those things where it's like there is supposed to be
and as her older.
Right. Yes, because it's like there is supposed to be this kind of an arc of her sort of like gaining this kind of like sexual agency and stuff, but it does feel weird when she's still so young. When all
she
this is
hasn't
happening.
aged at all. Like she's still 14, like, or maybe early 15.
Yeah,
like,
it's like she hasn't had like enough time with him really for it to like feel like, you know, it because you do get it and you do see it in the way that like this relationship gives her power and like he's not the worst, he could be a lot better, right? But like, you know, so it's like there's this whole complexness of the relationship that like just needs a little bit more time to like settle to get this payoff of like her by the end like coming to, you know, like her feelings should be a bit more complicated about it in this moment. You know, instead of, because like in some ways it's like, well, this is great because I mean it got me out of the shitty situation with Viserys, right? But it's still just like
but there's still,
you know, these like really bad aspects of it, especially from like the beginning, they just kind of get like skated by. We don't ever really like mention them again, right? You know, which is,
and then
like,
it's just
weird.
like, oh, this beautiful relationship. Oh, I want to, like, you know.
So it's all very interesting. It's one of those things where, like, you know, like we said, like all these kids need to be just like a little bit older.
And then it gets into like more like motherhood and stuff. Like, I think we'll talk about it again in like the last chapter, because there's a few things in that it's a similar feeling to like some of this, where I feel like I wish she was just a few years older. Like we'll get, I think we might get to some of it, but it's still the same type of
I feel like with Game of Thrones I have a similar feeling as I do with like some anime, where I'm like, yeah, you're telling me that this character's this old, but like... But like, it's like, what do you mean that Jotaro is like 16?
Right.
Or whatever he is. It's like, you know, they have to like... This is just like a funny little aside, just that like in the anime they censor Jotaro smoking and like shadow his face because he's a minor smoking, but you look at... That is a fully grown adult man. Like, you cannot tell me that he is, like, fucking 15 or whatever he's supposed to be. That's ridiculous. You know? That's also something, because, like, in the other episode I talked about how I watched a couple episodes of My Dress Up Darling. That's another thing, where, like, all these characters are, like, 15 and 16.
Oh,
and I'm like... You're a little too fan servicey for me to be like, she's 16 years old.
Right.
Like, no, they're not. These are like late high school or college age kids.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? I mean, I guess like 16 is still like early high school, but it's just like,
it's more, well, yeah, it's probably mid high school.
Yeah, sort of like but you know, but then they keep like being like so and so, and then like their age next to them, and I'm like, stop. Stop it.
Yeah.
You alright there, buddy? But Yeah, do you have something that you were gonna say?
I don't think I had anything else.
Gotcha. So I guess that's it for Dany's chapter?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so then Tyrion.
Yeah, this chapter was interesting.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like all the, like a lot of the stuff with like Tywin and
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of setup.
Yes. Yeah, because we're getting this like aftermath of Robb's victory.
Yep.
In
yeah,
the,
like
in
kind
the
of both
Whispering
battles,
Wood.
like the battle that Tyrion and Tywin
Mhm.
were doing, and then like Robb. I almost
Yes.
said Jon.
Yep.
Like I had it.
Yep, because like Robb won at the Whispering Woods, and also like Tywin and his group won this battle here, but that was just like a decoy, and so they're sort of like regrouping after, and like it
Yep.
starts with Tywin saying, "They have my son."
Yeah.
One of your sons, Tyrion thought.
Yeah, this chapter's interesting with Tyrion and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like, I feel like we've gotten some of this before, but like, Tyrion actually has like a decent relationship with
Jaime.
Yeah. So like, no one's happy about Jaime being like captured right now.
Yeah.
And there's talk about how like they've been just like marching like crazy.
Yeah, and they like left a bunch of wounded and a bunch of people to die and stuff.
Mhm.
They've just been like
they've been on like just like rushing brutal march because they're like, fuck, this was like the wrong place to be. They're like trying to like get to.
Yeah, they're trying to get to there before the attack happens, but they had already set it up to where the attack would have already happened before they even get news. So like,
and so they're just like it's too late.
Yeah.
They weren't
It's
able
way
to.
too late.
It's way too late. And everyone's just like talking. It had all been for nothing. The rush south, the endless forced march, the bodies left beside the road, all for naught. Robb Stark had reached Riverrun days and days ago.
yeah.
And then people are like, "Oh, what should we do? Why did Jaime lose like this?" And
Yeah, and it's like why were they split up for one or whatever? And
and then we get Kevin, who you hate that he's called Kevin.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He's like, "No, that like I would have done the same. It's really the
Tyrion and
only
Kevin
way."
are talking.
Yes,
So it's Tywin.
Tyrion and Tywin talking to Kevin.
It's just.
Yeah, because like.
I just wanted to be mad at Holly because she's trying to play with me. She's running all over me.
Mm-hmm.
She's biting at my hands. She's being a full menace. And I wanted to be mad, and I looked down, and she was just like looking at me, so cute.
Mm-hmm. That's her power. That's her little superpower. Is to just be
I'm
so
like,
cute.
I can't even be mad.
Mm-hmm.
You little.
But yeah, so Kevin sort of like explains the situation where he's like, yeah, no, you kind of like you got to split it up because there's these like 3 rivers.
Yeah.
And
and it can like turn into like an island.
yes, because it's like when they're being attacked, like they're at this sort of like this V of like where these like rivers like intersect, and then they like flood the area so that
they
like
let out the dam.
Mm-hmm, so that like the whole thing becomes like an island, and they're surrounded by water on all sides, and it makes it like a real pain to try and like lay siege to.
Yeah, because you gotta like close it off at like 3 places.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta split up a force into 3.
Yep, and we get a little bit of just like talking about like how the fight went and stuff, which we already kind of like know from like Catelyn's perspective and whatnot.
Yeah, but we get it a bit from like from like their side a little bit. And stuff.
And we get Sir Gregor Clegane the Mountain. He's real pissed and looking all scary and intimidating and stuff. And there's this bit that he has about it's like, oh, didn't the like scouts like see anything?
Yeah.
And they're like, we were losing the scouts, and then the ones that came back didn't see anything. A man who sees nothing has no use for his eyes, the Mountain declared. Cut them out and give them to your next outrider. Tell him you hope that 4 eyes might see better than 2. And if not, the man after him will have 6. Lord Tywin Lannister turned his face to study Sir Gregor. And Tyrion, he could not have said whether the look was one of approval or disgust. Lord Tywin was oft quiet in council, preferring to listen before he spoke, a habit Tyrion himself tried to emulate, yet this silence was uncharacteristic even for him. Tywin is pissed through this whole thing. He doesn't talk. He doesn't drink any of his wine. He's just sitting there the whole time.
Yeah, because then he gives his wine to Tyrion, and Tyrion's like,
uh-oh.
oh, fuck, wait, what? I've literally never seen this in my life.
Right. Because it's like, they're like arguing about what they should do.
Do you want to go outside? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
She's driving me crazy.
She is. She's being a little menace. She's just like...
The little tiptoes. Just, like, tapping on my leg every 2 seconds.
Yep.
Alright, sorry.
No, you're good.
Been a bit,
But yeah, they're all, like, arguing about what to do. Oh, and also, apparently, at one point, like, some of the, like, sellswords that Jaime had, ended up, like, switching over to the other side. It said, the Tyroshi sellsword who led his free riders struck his banners and went over to the foe. And Kevin is like, curse the man. A man who fights for coin is loyal only to his purse. Which, it's like, you guys do know that you're the money house?
Yep. That's, like, the majority of your power base.
Right, exactly.
But they don't think of themselves that way.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Lannisters. They're family.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, the Starks, like, are, like, honor
Mm-hmm.
and, like, loyalty, like, that way. But
Yeah.
the Lannisters' loyalty is family.
Yeah.
Like the money for, like, the other houses or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
so, like, that's still seen to them as, like, lesser. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like, a kind of similar with, like, the Starks, like, seeing, like,
Right.
their, like, honorable followers, like, as, like,
Mm-hmm.
better than, like, you know, a sellsword, like, doing it only for money. I think
Yeah.
the same with the Lannisters. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we do it for family, they
Yeah.
do it for money.
Yeah, so you can only trust other Lannisters
Yeah.
and whatnot. Yeah. And Tywin's still very mad. They're all arguing about what they should do, and they're like, well, we need... What if we tried to sue for peace? And
Yeah.
Tyrion goes, peace? Tyrion swallowed his wine thoughtfully, took a deep draught, and hurled the empty cup on the floor, where it shattered into 1,000 pieces. There's your peace. My sweet nephew broke it for good.
Yep.
And all when he decided to ornament the Red Keep with Lord Eddard's head. It's like, why would they sue for peace? He's winning, or hadn't you noticed?
Yep.
2 battles does not make a war.
Yep. Which is, like, interesting, like, because, like, in the next...
Yeah, because in the next bit with Catelyn,
Yeah, like-
Catelyn's also, like, saying, like, maybe we should just have peace.
Yep. And, like, from the person who, like, the Lannisters think would do it the less, like, the least, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
because, like, Catelyn caused, you know, like, she's been, like, the kind of head instigator in...
Yeah, because she's the one who, like, took Tyrion that, like, kicked off a bunch of this stuff.
And has, like, taken this most, like, personally.
Yeah.
Like, over and over again. Like, the one who you would think would be the least for peace.
Yeah.
Is
actually, like, for peace.
Yeah.
When we get to it, but then...
But everything's already gone too far. Like, it's already... We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's already
yeah.
affected, like, all of their direct... like the houses below them.
Yeah,
it's affected
yeah.
them, so now they don't want peace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because before it was just kind of the Starks
And the Lannisters.
like, and the Lannisters, like, kind of like pseudo war, like this, like,
Yeah,
like,
it's
tension.
just sort of like tension, but now that's become actual war with actual fighting. Now there's like more.
Now there's more people involved and wanting to keep this going
Yeah.
on both sides.
Right. Yeah, perhaps we could consent to a truce and allow a trade of prisoners for ours for theirs. And then Tyrion's like, we're not exactly gonna come up winning on that side.
Yeah.
Unless they trade 3 for 1, we still come out light on those scales. We must ransom Sir Jaime. Tyrion again. If the Starks feel the need for gold, they can melt down Jaime's armor. We should march on them at once. Someone else says.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely our friends at court could be prevailed upon to join us with fresh troops, said Sir Harris, and someone might return to Casterly Rock to raise a new host.
Right.
Lord Tywin Lannister rose to his feet. They have my son.
Yeah.
Leave me, all of you. Not you, Tyrion, and you as well, Kevin.
Yeah, because Tyrion started to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he's used to being dismissed with everyone else.
Yeah.
In, like, those scenarios.
Yep, and even sometimes I'm sure, like, dismissed just for being the little shit that he is a lot of the time. So this time it's like, nope, Tyrion, you stay, you and Kevin, we're having a little family chat.
Yep.
Which I think is interesting. I feel like this section is interesting for the way, like, Tyrion, he knows what's up when it comes to, like, all this, like, war council stuff that's going on. And then whenever it is time to talk, Tywin includes Tyrion with him and Kevin. Because I think that, like, as much as Tyrion does get on Tywin's nerves, and as much as Tywin is kind of embarrassed by Tyrion, he does on some level recognize that, like, Tyrion has a use for him.
Yeah. He has plenty of pride, but he will use whatever tool at his disposal. It doesn't really matter.
Right, because it's like, you can tell that, like, Tywin is different from Joffrey in the way that, like, they both have this, like, pride, but, like, when Tywin talked to the, like, Mountain Clans people, he spoke their language.
Yeah.
In the sense of, like, I know how to get these guys, like, on our side, and, like, I will kind of talk to them like they're lords for the sake of, like, you know, getting them on the side, even though some might consider it sort of beneath me. I can use them, and so I'm going to use them. While Joffrey could never... He would just be like, fuck these guys.
Joffrey can't... Joffrey doesn't see other people as people.
Yeah.
It's... Because he's still a child. It's him. It's him. He's the only person who exists, really. Like, and Tywin...
sees them as people, but just people who are less important than, like, him and his family.
Yeah.
Like, they're still tools, but they're also people who need to be, like...
Yeah, but even his family isn't...
Yeah.
Sorry, are we talking about Joffrey or Tywin there? Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Tywin sees them as people.
As people, yes.
But just, like, less important people.
Yes.
But still people that you need to treat a certain way to get what you want.
Yeah.
They're like still tools, but...
Tools, but yes. But he can understand them enough to use them.
Right, exactly.
And Joffrey can't use people because he does not understand them at all.
Yeah, and then, like, Tywin gives Tyrion, here, his father offered him his cup of wine untouched. Now Tyrion truly was nonplussed.
Yeah. He's like, what?
What? Now you have the right of it about Stark. Alive, we might have used Lord Eddard to forge a peace with Winterfell and Riverrun, a peace that would have given us the time we need to deal with Robert's brothers. Dead? Madness. Rank madness. And,
yeah, he's pissed.
He is pissed. Because also, a big part of this is that because of how Robb has done things, they're cut off from the West, which is where their home is.
Yes.
They can't retreat back to Casterly Rock.
Yep.
And that, like, really, they're kind of, like, isolated, and which is a real bad position for them. Which is, like, a big sort of, like, part of all the, like, strategy going on here.
Yep, and then everything with, like, what Joffrey's been doing, and with, like, like, Robert's death and everything. I was going somewhere.
Yeah, it's just made the situation worse and worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, because he's like...
because there's, like, factions all over the place.
Right,
and stuff.
Yeah. Yep, because we start to learn our position is worse than you know, his father went on. It would seem we have a new king.
Right.
Sir Kevin looked poleaxed. A new who? What have they done to Joffrey? Nothing.
I wish.
Nothing. Yet. Because he also knows that, like, this is not how to make yourself popular as the king.
No.
Like, this is, like, the people aren't gonna like you.
No.
For doing this, you know? But yeah, Renly Baratheon wed Marjorie Tyrell at Highgarden this fortnight past, and now he has claimed the crown. The bride's father and brothers have bent the knee and sworn him their swords. So I was saying how it's like, this is set up a little bit earlier. Like, we have these, like, little scenes where, like, Renly has this, like, locket with, like, Marjorie in it, and it's, like, showing it to Ned and, like, acting all whatever. And so, like, Renly's been out here making alliances with the Highgardens, which is also, because this comes up, the Knight of Flowers.
Right.
Yeah,
because he was at the
at the tourney. Yeah. And he was one of the people who did, like, really well in the tourney.
Right.
And was also one of the people that, like, you know, Sansa was, like, fawning over.
Yeah, it's like, starts with an L or something?
Yes, I believe it's Loras?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Loras Tyrell.
So, I'm gonna say half spoilers for like for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
With the whole Renly thing or whatever, because I do have vague memories, so I want to talk about my vague memories of Renly and Marjorie and stuff like that. So I don't know. I have no idea what happens or what's going on, but I'm fairly certain Marjorie ends up marrying or almost marrying Joffrey, so what happens?
Right? It's so fun having you just, like, know that and nothing else, none of the in-between, because it's very, like, how do we get from point A to point B then?
I have no idea. Literally no clue.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like, Renly is in the show, for sure. But
just a little less.
Yeah, I feel like in this book we get, like, a lot more Renly than we ever really, like, get in the show. And also, Renly casting-wise, he doesn't, like, stand out a lot. Because, like, in the books he's so described as he's like a young Robert.
He's supposed to be a young Robert.
He's, like, so burly and manly and, like, whatever. And then, like, the Renly that they get is just kind of like some guy.
Yeah. So, which also, like, kind of... like makes sense with the whole, because there's the whole like like Stannis is actually in line and like it should be him and stuff. I mean, he's like been there like making ships and everything, and then Renly is very like young Rob, and like it seems maybe more like brash and ready to kind of like come out and fight.
Yeah.
So I would kind of compare it to like Robert and stuff, like usurping the throne when he was younger, because if this is like a kind of like almost a young Rob, it's like kind of similar thing, because he's like kind of usurping it both from like Joffrey and like Stannis, and it seems like Stannis is almost more of a Ned, like kind of step back, like like because he's very like he's just been described as very like rules following, very like strict, and like it's very like how Ned is described a lot of times, and I'm just wondering if there's kind of some like Ned Rob dynamics between Stannis and Renly.
Yeah, because like we haven't even seen Stannis yet.
We've only heard about him.
We've only heard about him. All we know is that he's on Dragonstone, building ships and having the proper claim to the throne. Right. He's just sitting there menacingly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he is because he was interesting, like, in all of the descriptions that, like, I've heard about him and stuff, he's just interesting because he's, like, seen as, like, the more, like, honorable and, like, more stoic and, like, that type of personality. Like, kind of colder and more similar to Ned. Yeah. So I'm just interested to see, like, the dynamics between those two. Because, like, they were also, like Robin and Ned were also kind of, like, they, like, were kind of, like, brotherly and you know, like...
Yeah.
And all of that.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's like Stannis is more like cold and rules following, but Renly's more like charismatic, and he looks like a younger version of the king. Yeah, and he's just like, and so like people are drawn to him and are willing to follow him, even though he obviously doesn't have the claim. Right. Because like if we're assuming that like Robert's brothers are the rightful heirs, then it would be Stannis. Right. Like it just would be, and yet we have like Highgarden following Renly, right? And Highgarden, their like major family is the Tyrells, like how the Starks are the big deal in the north, the Tyrells are the big deal in Highgarden, and they're
I mainly remember them because of Natalie Dormer.
Yep, I mean
because it's Natalie Dormer.
Like I mean you're like, very right for that.
I like Marjorie from the show. Is probably one of the characters that I know the most and like the best, just because it's Natalie Dormer.
It's true. But yeah, and Tywin's mad. He's like, my daughter commands us to ride for King's Landing at once to defend the Red Keep against King Renly and the Knight of Flowers. His mouth tightened. Commands us, mind you. Yeah. In the name of the king, and council. And he's like, not gonna have my fucking daughter command me to do fucking anything.
Yeah, or grandkid.
Right. Yeah. How is King Joffrey taking the news? We're keeping him in the dark.
Yeah, which, is he the king or not?
Right.
Like, you all are such cowards.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not us, it's this child king. Oh, but let's not tell the king, and let's but oh no, he's making all these crazy decisions. It's one or the other, y'all.
Yeah. Either
he's too young and too unstable to get this information, or, you know...
Yeah. Yeah. Cersei has not seen fit to tell him yet. She fears he might insist on marching against Renly himself. With what army? He talks of leading the city watch. If he takes the watch, he'll leave the city undefended. And with Lord Stannis on Dragonstone, yeah.
Throw him on the battlefield. I'm sure he'll do as well as that noble from the beginning of the book.
Right. That sounds good, yeah. Yeah, and they're like, so what about Stannis? How does he feel about his brother's claim? No clue. He's just fucking...
He's just there.
He's just fucking hanging out there.
With all of the boats.
Yep, Stannis is building ships, hiring sellswords, bringing a shadowbinder from Ashai. What does that mean? Huh?
A shadowbinder. Okay, from Ashai. Okay, wait. So like what's her name?
Yeah, because we know that Miri Mesdur learned her magic in Ashai.
And she was dancing with shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shadowbinder is some sort of magic person from Ashai.
Yeah.
Yep. What does it mean? Is any of it true? Bring us the map. And so and then we get a little bit of what the current strategic situation is. Roose Bolton is still just hanging out north of them with the remainder of his people. Our enemies hold the twins and Moat Caelan. We cannot retreat to Lannisport and the Rock unless we choose to give battle. Thoros of Myr and Beric Dondarrion continue to plague our foraging parties.
Right.
Stannis sits at Dragonstone, and in the south, Highgarden and Storm's End are calling their banners. And then Tyrion goes, at least Rhaegar Targaryen is still dead.
Yeah.
Little fucker.
Yep.
I had hoped you might have more to offer us than japes, Tyrion.
And then there's Dany menacingly having about to get dragons, and
yes.
At least so and so's dead.
At least Rhaegar's dead. Dany in the distance with dragons. Yeah.
I'm coming, bitch.
Yep. Man. And so then they're like, alright, we're gonna go to Harrenhal. As you say, my lord, but why Harrenhal? This is a grim, unlucky place. Some call it cursed. Let them.
So it's Shadar Logoth or Mines of Moria?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Go away. That's the, that's the alarm saying...
yes, for trash.
Remember to take the trash out of the curb, which we do actually need to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell them they may ride with Vargo Hoat and plunder as they like. I want to see the Riverlands afire from God's Eye to the Red Fork. He's essentially just like, alright, just burn everything down. Just cause problems. Just because I think on some level he's like, they actually care about their people.
Right,
So go cause problems. Be a menace. Send Vargo Hoat and his free riders as well, and Sir Emery Lorch. Each is to have 300 horse. Tell them I want to see the Riverlands afire. Yeah, and then he's like, Tyrion, I'm sending you to court.
Yep.
It was the last thing Tyrion Lannister would ever have anticipated. And what am I to do there? Rule, his father said curtly.
Yep.
And Tyrion's like, I don't think Cersei's gonna like that too much. And he's
like, well, she'll have to deal with it.
She'll just have to deal with it. And we get something interesting. I blame those jackanapes on the council, our friend Peter, the venerable Grand Maester, and that cockless wonder, Lord Varys, which sort of implies that those three were maybe at least supposed to be Lannister people.
Got you.
Because...
yeah, because Pycelle was that one of the names?
Yes, that was the Grand Maester's Pycelle, which we...
Because he was the one that was, weird.
Yeah, because he was, talking to Cersei and stuff, and Ned was like, yeah, I feel like Pycelle's kind of like Cersei's little pawn. And so then here, Tywin, he doesn't mention any of the other council members, but
just those. It's like, why don't they have this under control?
Yeah, what sort of counsel are they giving Joffrey that he lurches from one folly to the next? It's
called putting a child on the throne.
Yeah, and he's also, interestingly enough, he's really mad that they made Janos Slynt a lord.
Yeah.
The man's father was a butcher, and they grant him Harrenhal. Harrenhal? That was the seat of kings. Not that he will ever set foot inside of it, if I have anything to say.
Yeah.
So he has, a real disdain for, the lower people.
Yeah.
Nobility's nobility, and the small folk are the small folk.
He's also upset about what's his name getting like fired, who wasn't supposed to be.
Oh yes, Barristan Selmy.
Like super. He's like.
It's like, what was the fucking point of that?
Yeah. He's like, it's like it wasn't even for like the point of it. It's for the optics.
Yes.
He's like he didn't care about him as a person. He's just like that like. There's plenty of people who like still respect him. Like that name is like known and respected. You can't just do that. Like that just looks bad. Like. Politically, basically.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, the man was old, but the name of Barristan the Bold still has meaning in the realm. He lent honor to any man he served.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's legitimacy. Like been around that long throughout so many kings. Like with like those types of like drastic change in like you know like monarchy and family and stuff. Like having that type of consistency.
Yep.
Like is great.
Yeah. And then he's like. You know, go do this, and then Tyrion's like, why me? Why not my uncle? Why not a bigger man? And then Tywin says, you are my son. That was when he knew. You have given up. I apparently can't read. You've given him up for lost, he thought. You bloody bastard, you think Jaime's good as dead, so I'm all you have left. Tyrion wanted to slap him, to spit in his face, to draw his dagger and cut the heart out of him, and see if it was made of old hard gold, the way the small folk said. Yet he sat there silent and still. Yeah, so Tyrion's like, you've given up on Jaime, which is interesting because it's like, I don't even know if he has given up on him, or if he just is like... No, you're a Lannister, and you have to, you know, and you're the only person I can trust to do this because you are all that I have left here, but, you know.
And then Tyrion just doesn't think that Tywin would ever give him that, you know.
Yeah. One last thing. You will not take the whore to court. And then, of course, Tyrion goes immediately. It's like, I have a mind to take you to King's Landing, sweetling.
Yeah.
He's immediately like, fuck you, Dad. Can't tell me what to do. I'm taking Shay to court.
Right.
And that's Tyrion.
Yep. So that's kind of like setting him up for the next book, like where he's gonna be.
Yep. So we get to see Tyrion in King's Landing doing politics.
Yeah.
And so that'll be fun.
Yep. A bit more like actually in his element because like him being out like you know surviving and stuff is
not his forte.
Yeah.
Yep. And also setting up some of like the conflict in terms of you know we learn about
like the war and yeah.
Yep. And you know the fact that
and everything.
Yep. The fact that like Stannis has a claim, Renly is out here actively proclaiming himself king, Joffrey's king. Rob, we'll get to in just a little bit, and so the fact that the next book is called A Clash of Kings is like yes, I see what this is going to be about. But yep, so that does it for Tyrion. All right, and then we move on to Jon.
Yeah.
And Jon is having a moment.
Yeah.
He's having his ongoing little crisis about the Night's Watch. He tries to run away.
Yeah, because he gets like more information. He finds out that Ned was killed.
Yep, that Ned is dead.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I can go like fight in this war, and like one extra person is useful. This is gonna do something.
Right. Yeah, because it's like he's trying to leave, and
yeah, because like Sam stops him like right away.
Yeah, Sam's there and it's like, don't go, and John's like, I'll run you over with this horse, and he's like, no you won't, and then John's like, alright, and just starts going with the horse, and Sam jumps out the way.
Yeah,
and
John's like, he knew he would jump out of the way.
He's like, I knew he'd jump out of the way, I just hope he didn't hurt himself too much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, John cares about like the people here, but he's just like, no, I gotta go, I gotta do this, and John is being...
Like, I just need to do something. He just very much feels like he needs to be doing something.
And he's very conflicted, and he's also very in his fucking... John, it's so funny because like from a certain perspective, from like a certain D&D perspective, John is trying to go down this like dark edgy path.
Yeah.
Where he's
but
like,
he's too sweet.
He was who he was, Jon Snow, bastard and oathbreaker, motherless, friendless, and damned.
Yeah.
For the rest of his life, however long that might be, he'd be condemned to be an outsider, the silent man standing in the shadows, who dares not speak his true name.
Yeah.
Wherever he might go throughout the Seven Kingdoms, he would need to live a lie. Every man's hand be raised against him, but it made no matter, so long as he lived long enough to take his place by his brother's side and help avenge his father.
Yeah.
It's so like someone's edgy D&D character who's like, you know, motherless, friendless, and damned is such a fucking, like, he's I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah.
He's genuinely having a hard time.
Yeah.
But he's being a real edgy teenager about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's thinking like, he's like, oh, like my brother will be like fine. He'll like take me and he'll be fine or whatever. And then he's like, he like can't imagine like Robb being like happy to like
yes, like he tried to imagine Robb like smiling and like
being like happy that he was there, like because he would be happy to see Jon just in like a basic like, oh, like you're doing well, but like not oath breaking, like they you know, like they really care about
like
that.
Like he immediately thinks back to the very beginning of this book when they like watched Ned behead that guy. It's like he and I have both been taught this. Like I know that like he's, you know, he's too much like Ned. He's not gonna he's not gonna
but then he like still like basically convinces himself that he's like, no, it will be okay. He will accept me. He'll have to. You know, it'll be good.
He wondered what Lord Eddard might have done if the deserter had been his brother Benjen instead of the ragged stranger. Would it have been any different? It must surely, and Robb would welcome him for a certain. He had to, or else. It did not bear thinking about. He's just like, no, but like he's gotta. Like he's just gotta. Like I'm his brother. Like he's gotta.
And he'll understand because like Ned just died and you know like.
He was no true Stark. He had never been one, but he could die like one. Let them say that Eddard Stark had fathered 4 sons, not 3. He's just got like this kind of like Sansa, but in a different way. This like romantic idea of like dying for this cause. You know, because he's kind of given up in a lot of ways. Because he's like, he also is like,
they each kind of have like romantic, like a different like style of like romanticized story. They kind of each have their own, you know, like, because even with like, because I was thinking earlier when we were talking about Sansa, I was thinking about like Bran and how much he loves like this specifically like historical stories and like the like
and like, how much he wanted to be like a knight.
And like the magic and like those types of stories that he's like. So there's like that, and then there's like the kind of heroic like story that like kind of like we haven't been in Robb's head, but like I could imagine that it's like
that Robb would have some of that,
like kind of similar with like Jon and these like heroic, you know,
these like heroic fantasies and whatnot. But and so like he's making his way down the road on his horse, and then he reaches Mole's Town, which is this little like town. When you described it to me, I didn't I don't think I fully paid enough attention to like kind of get how this town was. It's interesting. Mole's Town was bigger than it seemed, but 3/4 of it was under the ground in deep, warm cellars connected by a maze of tunnels. Even the whorehouse was down there. Nothing on the surface but a wooden shack no bigger than a privy, with a red lantern hung over the door. On the wall he heard men call the whores buried treasure. He wondered whether any of his brothers in black were down there tonight mining. That was oath-breaking too, yet no one seemed to care. It's like, well, it is funny how it's just kind of like, we kind of just like allow that one, because what are you really going to do? But like straight up leaving that's different. And so like Mole's Town is interesting because it's so like underground. It's like all these like interconnected like cellars and stuff. I am doing the right thing, he told himself, so why do I feel so bad? Because it's like,
and like a ghost keeps trying to like stop him. He keeps like running off and being crazy.
And then because like he runs off and he's like, ghost to me, and doesn't get any answer, and it's like, where are you? And then he like stops and it's like, all right, I'm gonna like eat some food. And he's just like hanging out under a tree eating, when then he hears horses. And he's like, uh-oh, folks from the wall are coming. And
and he recognizes him. It's like all of his friends.
Gren, Pip, Toad, Halder, just like a bunch of the people that he knows are all like talking and looking for him. And he's like, Sam, he hadn't gone to the Old Bear, but he hadn't gone to bed either. He went and got them. What'd they think they were doing? And then, of course, at that point, Ghost comes back and scares Jon's horse and makes noise. And so then Jon's like, traitor.
Yep.
And then they find him and they're like, Jon's like, get back. I don't want to hurt you, but I will if I have to. 1 against 7.
Yep. And also, would you hurt them?
Would you?
I don't think you would.
Yeah. And it's like...
I think you would have stopped your horse, too, if Sam didn't move.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and so they're like, I have to be with my brother, and like, we're your brothers, they murdered my father, and like, yeah, we heard about that, and we're real sad about it, but like you can't. You can't, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, one person is gonna go and like change everything?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta think about this.
Yeah, but they like tell like the oath like back to him and stuff, and he's like, I know!
Yeah.
And they like surround him and stuff.
Yep. And then finally Pip comes up and it's like, so here are your choices. Kill me or come back with me. Jon lifted his sword and lowered it, helpless. Damn you. Damn you all. Do we have to bind your hands or will you give us your word you'll ride back peacefully? And so then they take him back and they're like, let's get back before the sun rises so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and they're like, now we gotta do a whole day with no sleep.
Yep, because you had to go off and do this thing. Yeah. They could take him back, Jon told himself, but they could not make him stay, and the war wouldn't end,
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll, like, sneak out eventually.
It's like, I'll sneak out another time, and I'm glad they found you, Jon. I'm not. Yeah. But the next day, he goes and he brings, Mormont his breakfast. This is an odd little detail that I underlined, which was Mormont drank lemon in his beer every day. Claimed it was why he still had his own teeth. Yeah. Which is just like a funny little thing. It's like, I know what's up. Doubtless you loved your father, Mormont said. The things we love destroy us every time, lad. Remember when I told you that? You look weary. Was your moonlight ride so tiring? Jon's throat was dry. No.
It's like, I had people watching out for you the whole time. Like, you had guards on you the whole time.
Yep. Do you think they chose me as Lord Commander of the Night's Watch because I'm dumb as a stump, Snow? Aemon told me you'd go. I told him you'd be back. Yeah. And then he's like, honor set you on the King's Road, and honor brought you back. My friends brought me back. Did I say it was your honor? Yeah. And then he's like, I had watch over you the whole time, and,
Yeah, and then he's like, you're gonna try and leave again, though, aren't you?
Yeah. And
it's like, let's get this ironed out.
Yeah, let's get this all, like, worked out right now, your father's dead. Do you think you can bring him back? No. Good. We've seen the dead come back, you and me. Yeah. That's not something I care to see again. Yep. It's like, your brother's out there, it's like, your brother's out there, he's the Lord of Winterfell right now, and he's got all these bannermen. Do you think that he needs your help? Yeah. He's got it covered. Yeah.
He has a literal army.
Yeah, it's like, we actually need you here on the Night's Watch.
Like, he wouldn't have any power, he wouldn't be, like, a commander or anything, yeah. He would just be, like, a regular, like, soldier that's not really... It's not gonna, like, do much.
Yep, you're not the only one touched by this war. Like it's not, my sister is marching in your brother's host, her and those daughters of her, dressed in men's mail. And he's like, I don't really, like, get along with her, but I'll still be, like, sad if she dies. Yep. But my place is here.
Yeah, he's like, I get it.
It's like, where's yours, boy? I have no place, Jon wanted to say. I'm a bastard, and I have no rights, no name, all this jazz, Yeah. He's like, I don't know. It's like, I do. The cold winds are rising, Snow. Beyond the wall, the shadows lengthen. And then he's like,
yeah, they want to go across.
They want to go over the wall and, like, go ranging and stuff. Yeah. And deal with Mance Rayder, the king beyond the wall. Yeah, Jay was like, I'm gonna go and fucking deal with this wildling shit myself. But they've been, like, hearing a bunch of stuff. There's, like, and we get some, like, names of random, of, like, some of the other, like, people in. We get, like, Cotter Pike and Sir Dennis and Corin Halfhand and just like all these like names thrown around of like
Dennis and Kevin.
Dennis and Kevin. Yeah, because because Denys. So like, I don't know, maybe that's like I'm like
Denise or something.
Yeah, Denise. And then Corrin Halfhand, who took some sort of captive, who swears that Mance Rayder is amassing a bunch of people. Do you think your Uncle Benjen was the only ranger we've lost this past year? Do you think your brother's war is more important than ours? It's not. God save us, boy. You're not blind and you're not stupid. When dead men come hunting in the night, do you think it matters who sits the Iron Throne?
Yeah.
No. And that's such a big part of the series, is that, like, there's all this crazy Game of Thrones shit going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, and don't forget, weird magic bullshit's happening up north that we really need to be, like, dealing with and worrying about.
And we're not.
No one...
Except for, like, 10 people at the wall.
Yep, it's like, the Night's Watch is actually super important, you guys. Please send us some people.
And they're like, we're too busy fighting. No thank you.
Yep.
Have fun.
Yeah. And, you know, he's talking about, it's time the Night's Watch... this time the Night's Watch will ride in force against the King beyond the wall, the others, and anything else that might be out there. I mean to command them myself. By custom, the Lord Commander's steward is his squire as well. But I do not care to wake every dawn wondering if you've run off again.
Yeah.
So I have an answer from you, Lord Snow. And I'll have it now. Are you a brother of the Night's Watch, or only a bastard boy who wants to play at war? And then he's like, I am yours, my lord. Your man, I swear it. I will not run again. Yep. Yeah. So it's like, no, like, I need you here, and also we have important work to do here to, like, for, like, the sake of everyone. Yeah. You know, not just this, like, petty political shit going on in there. Like, we've got, like, important work to actually, like, do up here, and you have a place up here. And, like, you know, you're so focused on trying to, like, have this place in, like, your family, with, like, your brother and whatnot. And it's like, and he's like, I get it. Yeah. I'm sympathetic to it, but, like, it's, you took an oath. Yep. And you gotta, you know, we have important work to do up here, too. So, like, you know, be my squire. Yep. And we're actually gonna go ranging. That's the thing that you wanted. You wanted to go out and be a ranger, so you're gonna do it with me. It's gonna be a whole deal. So now we also have set up for what Jon is gonna be, like, up to. Yeah. In the next book, which is exciting. Yeah,
it's very exciting.
Yep, we're gonna be doing, like, legit Night's Watch shit. You know, we've been in training, and now it's time to actually go do some Night's Watch shit. Yeah, so that's what Jon's chapter was all about. Anything more to say about Jon?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yep, just, you know, his final little... Because, you know, he had that conversation with Maester Aemon, but, you know...
Yep, and now, like, this... Yeah.
And now this actual moment.
Yeah, because he had that conversation, and then, like, more happened. Then, like, his dad died. And so then it's kind of another thing, like, oh, maybe I made the wrong decision to, like, keep staying here. No, I actually do need to just get out there.
Yep. Oh, and also, there's a little bit in there where it's like... He's like, oh man, you know, the punishment for deserting is death. He's gonna kill me. He's like, if we killed every boy who went to Molestown, we'd have no one here. Yeah. He's like, listen, it happens. We all have a moment where we're like, I gotta fucking get out of here. But, like, you came back, so, like, don't worry about it too much. And that's nice. But yeah, so that's it for Jon. Yeah. And then Catelyn. Yeah. Which, you know... It's a lot of seeing River Run. We've got River Run now, and she's gonna go see her dad.
Yeah. Yeah, she goes to talk to him. Yeah, because he's still grumpy about his brother not marrying.
Yes.
And he wants to see his grandkid. I don't know if that's gonna be able to happen, because they're like... Because it's like, oh, Jon's got to go do this stuff, and he's, like, about to die or whatever. Not Jon, Rob. God, I did it again. Yeah. Sorry. Her dad is, like, sick and, like, probably gonna die soon, and he like wants to see his grandkids, and then, like, the last bit of, like, this is Jon being like, not Jon, Rob. Yeah,
because we were just in a Jon chapter, and so it was Jon, and now we're in, like, a quote Rob chapter essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, then Rob's like, no, I got, like, this stuff, like, I gotta do this, like, meeting and stuff like that, so I have a feeling he's not gonna meet his grandfather.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, because he is not doing well. Lord Halder Tully.
Yeah.
He's old and dying.
And he didn't want to tell anyone because he didn't want, like, the news to get out and stuff. So, like, he didn't tell, like, Catelyn and stuff, so no one knew how, like, bad he was doing.
Yeah, like, how bad it had gotten. And she goes and she talks to him, and it's nice. It's like, it's like a kind of a sweet bit with them. Like, he's, just kind of... You can tell that he's kind of at the end of things.
Yeah, he's super happy to see her, though, and stuff.
Yeah, and we also get to meet Edmure, who's her brother.
Yeah.
And we get, like, a little description of him. A stocky young man with a shaggy beard of auburn hair, or a shaggy head of auburn hair and a fiery beard. And, we get some, like, other people as well. Lord Tytos, who has, like, yellow armor and stuff, which Tytos really sounds like a fucking Lannister name,
Yeah.
It's like Tywin and Tyrion and Tytos, And he's got, like, yellow armor and stuff, so he he gives, like, Lannister vibes. He's Blackwood, so, like, he's not like a Lannister, but he just, like... Gives those vibes. But yeah, Edmure comes up and... It's like, yeah, Dad's not doing great, but, like, glad you're here, and you can talk with him, and it's real sweet because, there was, like, the bit in, like, one of her previous chapters where she talks about, like, waiting for people.
Yep, and, like, watching for them.
And then whenever she comes in, we see that, Halder's like, little cat, my little cat. I watched for you.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, he was very sweet.
It was very sweet, and he's got some sort of, like, pain in his stomach, and he's, like, he watched the battle happen and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's like, he, like, listened to it, and he's like, oh, like, because, like, he had, because they both listened to the battle. Catelyn listened to it, but, like, closer to it, and, like, she's not really been in battles or whatever. She's only watched them, so she, like, talks about, like, how, like, surreal and like those kind of feelings, and then when he talks about the battle, he, like, talks about it more, like, nostalgically.
Yes, yeah, because when he talks about, like, I'd hear the cries floating across the river, sweet cries.
Yeah. So it's just, like, interesting. They both heard the same battle and just had very, like,
different reactions to it.
Yeah, and they were both, like, waiting for someone in that battle too. Like,
yes.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah. Yep. And also it's like he wants to see Lysa.
Yeah, but she's not there.
And he's, like, sad about that.
Yeah.
But she's, a little crazy and holed up in the Vale right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, like, Catelyn's just like, she's scared. She couldn't, yeah. Yep.
And and then, of course, it's like, has he wed yet? Taken some girl to wife? Even on his deathbed, Catelyn thought sadly. And he gets mad about it, but then he's like, oh, I'll see him. I don't have it in me to fight.
Yeah, after going on a little rant.
Which is just like...
Yeah.
There's something about the way that, like, George does write some of these, like, family things, where
there's, like, love but, like, tension and, like...
Yep, it's like all these families are, like, so complex in their, like, relationships and whatnot, which is interesting. And then she's like, yeah, he's dying, but he said that he'd see you to, like, Brendan.
I bet he's still upset about me not, like, marrying anyone. He'll say that on his deathbed.
Yep. Yeah. And people theorize that, like, maybe Brendan is, like, gay or something, why he didn't marry. But he could be, like, anything, because he doesn't marry anyone.
Yeah,
and it's
could
not
just be, like, Arrow or something.
Yeah, because, like, we also don't know of any, like, men that he was close friends with, in quotes, He just, like, didn't marry anyone and doesn't seem to have any sort of...
like, interest.
So, people love to speculate about that. And then it's like, alright, we gotta go talk to Robb, and it's like, hey, Robb, you should go visit him. He's like, oh, I gotta go to this meeting first.
Yeah, so I don't think that they're gonna meet.
Yeah, because he's in the Godswood right now.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, really looks like really, like
Like Ned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Around him, others knelt. Great John Umber, Rickard Karstark, Mage Mormont, Galbert Glover, and more. Even Titus Blackwood was among them. These are the ones who keep the old god, she realized. She asked herself what god she kept these days and could not find an answer. Because she
should switch to the old gods.
Yeah.
They seem like they have some actual magic.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe hers do too, but I think they may be bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure she like prayed at one point where she was like bring what was it? It was when she was praying for Bran, I think. Mm-hmm. Where she got what she wanted but wrong. Oh shoot, what was it?
I don't know. I'm very curious about this.
Because I noticed it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She asked for Bran to not leave. To not have to leave Winterfell. And then he fell off the thing and he can't leave.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So like, because then she kind of like has a thought about it too. Like not directly, but like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I believe that her gods would be like the 7.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna look this up real quick because I know that we talked about this before. It hasn't been like expressly. The 7 haven't really been like talked about,
right?
But like this isn't like a spoiler, like what the 7 are.
Yeah, we did talk about a teeny bit at one point.
Yeah. Okay. So I believe the idea is that it's one god with 7 aspects. And fandom is terrible and flooding me with ads, making it hard for me to see. Aspects: father, smith, warrior, mother, maiden, crone, stranger.
Okay.
So those are the 7 aspects of the like one god or whatever. And so that's what like the 7 worship.
Got you.
And so you're saying that there may be not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah,
because like they kind of talk about, because like when we're hearing about like the old gods and like watching over them through like the gods wood and like through the eyes and stuff like that, like they seem like, and like Bran like hearing like the whispers of like oh like, well, I'm sorry, we can't do anything down there because it's like too far away, we don't have like like he had those kind of like feelings when he was like thinking about like his dad, like thinking about how like, oh, they all went south and like then like
it's not like Weirwoods with like the faces,
right?
And
so like we can't see down there, we don't have any influence down there, and so to me there was just something.
It's like something
about that where like when Catelyn prays, things go wrong, but when they are like talking to like the old gods and like stuff like that, it's like
they seem to actually be kind of like listening and stuff. Yeah. That's interesting.
And if they do act, it seems like an actual like compassionate act, like an actual, you know.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like it. But yeah, so she's having a bit of a crisis of faith because things are going so badly for her right now. And she's like thinking about like her time growing up here and how she and Lysa had played at kissing with Peter. Yeah. And it's like maybe it's no wonder that Peter has like these weird feelings about you, considering you and your sister were just like, what if we just like kissed this boy?
Yeah. It's hard to like, you don't like to say like, oh, like leading someone on or whatever, because that can be like used in a weird way sometimes. But like sometimes like there's reasons, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes you're being you know. Because she like has this whole bit where she like remembers about it and like how they would like play together and how she had like talked to Lysa afterward, and it's like, he tried to put his tongue in my mouth, Catelyn had confessed to her sister afterward when they were alone. He did with me too, Lysa had whispered, shy and breathless. I liked it. Yeah. So there's like this interesting kind of thing where like Catelyn doesn't seem necessarily like interested in Peter in that way, but he's still like might be hung up on her, but Lysa seems to actually like maybe have had like a thing for Peter.
Yeah, but he wasn't into her.
But he wasn't into her, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. It's like what was their relationship like back when Lysa was actually in King's Landing? Because like she had been in King's Landing like with
her like husband and stuff.
With her husband and whatnot. So like what must that have been like? Her hanging out with like Peter Baelish, in the capital.
Or if they did like hang out much.
Yeah, if they even like did. But yeah, and so then
they were in the same circles because he was still the hand. Like Jon Arryn.
Yeah, Jon Arryn was still the hand.
So, like, they're still in the same, like,
they were on, like,
circle.
Yeah, because, like, Peter was, like, on the council, and Jon Arryn would have also been on the council, so they probably would have, like, interacted to some degree. Catelyn found herself wondering whether her son had ever kissed a girl in the Godswood.
Yeah.
Surely he must have. It'd seen Jane
No.
Poole.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he has, but like, with the type of upbringing, I doubt it.
Right. Which is also, it's so weird because, like, how old is Rob right now? He's like 15 maybe? And then it's like, she's like, you know, seeing Jane Poole giving him glances, and some of the servant girls, even ones as old as 18, and I'm like, these 18-year-olds better not have been fucking kissing fucking 14-year-old Rob Stark. That's no good.
Yeah. Oh, this is the book series with, you know, like Drogo and you know, like, it's
for sure yeah, he had ridden in battle and killed men with a sword. Surely he had been kissed, which I feel like does maybe
it's like probably not.
He really hasn't had these kinds of experiences, and it's unfortunate that, like, he hasn't had these sort of, like, more innocent, like, good experiences, but has now, like, been in battle and stuff.
It's also interesting comparing, because did you look up how old Joffrey was?
No, I didn't. I should do that. Because
it is also interesting thinking about, like, you know, how Joffrey was raised, you know, like, given everything and told he is everything, you know, and he will have everything. And then, like, the Stark kids also being raised to take power later.
Yeah.
But treating it more responsibly and such.
Yeah. I believe, if I'm doing the math, I think he might be 11, like you said.
Oh.
You might actually be right about that. Because apparently he was born in 286, and his reign begins in 298.
That's 12, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah. So he's like 12.
Yeah. So still a little bit younger.
Yeah. And because I think
you
that,
grow
like,
quite a lot.
In those. Yeah. At that age.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting. Like, I'm trying to find, like, parallels through, like, from kind of like a bunch of different angles, because it's fun.
yeah. But yeah, and so he's like, all right, we gotta have a little council meeting. We've had word from the south. Renly Baratheon has claimed his brother's crown. Renly?
Like, because he immediately goes to council. Like, he immediately goes to council and to, like, all of these. And, like, doing that. And, like, Joffrey, like, we see him in the throne room just, like, passing down whatever he, like, wants
yeah, just passing down judgment.
Yeah. All right, I'm done with that now. We'll go back.
No, you're good. I mean, it's a good point, because he does immediately go and, like, talk to his people. It's like, Renly is proclaiming himself king. What do we do?
Yeah. And should we follow him? Should we, you know...
Yep, and so then they're all, like, arguing. The arguing raged on late into the night. Each lord had a right to speak, and speak they did, and shout, and curse, and reason, and cajole, and jest, and bargain, and slam tankards on the table, and threaten, and walk out, and return sullen or smiling. I love you. Just, like, walking out, coming back, you know, just, like, fully going crazy about it.
I mean, that's a lot. This is, like, full kingdom, or, like, full... like, basically continent-wide, like, instability.
Conflict. Yeah.
Like, really don't know where everyone's falling.
Yeah, where's power gonna be by the end of this?
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna be in charge?
And, like, especially with a lot of, like, sticker-honors of power. You know, like, there's a lot of these smaller houses and stuff like that, you know?
And then eventually, Robb ends up coming down on, Renly is not the king.
Yeah.
Robb said it was the first time her son had spoken. Like his father, he knew how to listen. Which is interesting because that's also a thing that, like, Tywin sitting and listening and not speaking as much.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because it's like Tywin is still a better leader and ruler, like, than Joffrey, of course, but that's, like, as much as we
dislike Tywin, and I dislike Tywin, if I think about it, like, is he a better king? Like, would he be a better king than, like, Robert?
Yeah.
You know? Like, like, they're so worried about the Lannisters being in power, and, like, they are not great. They do not care about the regular people.
Yeah.
However, neither did Robb.
Right.
Like, and he was worried about his own pleasure, his own, like, whatever. And, like, Tywin does have a very, like, practical...
Tywin would certainly care more about the finances than Robert did. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's like he still would have, like, a lot of problems, but he would in some ways probably be, like, a better ruler than some.
And he's more stable than a lot of, you know, like...
Right.
He's not great. I do not like him. I mean, I like him as a character. He's interesting. But, like, you know.
Yep. And you cannot mean to hold to Joffrey, my lord. He put your father to death. that makes him evil. I do not know that it makes Renly king.
Yeah.
Joffrey is still Robert's eldest trueborn son, so the throne is rightfully his by all the laws of the realm. Were he to die, and I mean to see that he does, he has a younger brother. Tommen is next in line after Joffrey. Yeah. Tommen is no less a Lannister, and so they're still arguing about that. Lord Stannis has the better claim. Renly is crowned. Highgarden and Stormsend support his claim, and the Dornishmen will not be laggardly. So there's all this arguing about that. He'll have 5 of the 7 great houses behind him. 6 if the Arryns bestir themselves. 6 against the Rock. Yeah. So, like, hey, maybe we should just, like, back Renly, because he'll have a lot of people on his side. And that is what we shall win if we join with King Renly. What does Lord Stannis have against that we should cast it all aside? The right, Rob said stubbornly.
Yeah.
So you mean to declare for Stannis? I don't know. And so they're fighting about that until eventually...
Catelyn.
Well, Great Jon Umber says, is like, begging for a truce would make us seem weak. And
Yeah, because Catelyn, like, asks for, like, can't we just do peace? Like,
Yeah, Catelyn says, why not a peace? My lady, they murdered my lord father, your husband, and, she's just like...
I have the most, right to be upset here. Like, why can we just go home? And
Yeah.
it's like, Catelyn, honey.
Yeah, because she's like...
You could have done that ages ago.
Yeah, because she's not, like, he's already dead. What can we, like, we're not gonna... This isn't gonna, like, bring him back. It's just gonna, like, lead to more death and destruction.
Yeah.
And,
but at this point, everyone else has gotten dragged in.
Yeah, everyone else has gotten dragged in. Like, some of these people have lost people. Family. And also, they all liked Ned. They all, like, they're loyal to Winterfell, and they're actually loyal. And Ned was, like, a good guy who actually, like, had good relationships with these people.
They
so
really,
it's like...
really care about him.
It's like, we can't just fucking
and his
stand
kid,
for this.
You know?
Right, exactly. Yep. And, it's like, Rob, if that sword could bring him back, I would never let you sheath it until Ned stood by my side once more. But he is gone, and 100 Whispering Woods will not change that. Yeah. Peace is sweet, my lady, but on what terms? It is no good hammering your sword into a plowshare if you must forge it again on the morrow. And it's like, it's like, this isn't, like,
because it will still be an issue. Yeah.
Yep. Which, talking about hammering your sword into a plowshare, I'm like, there's a Magic the Gathering card called Swords to Plowshares, and I wonder if, since George is a Magic the Gathering fan, if
that's funny.
If that's a reference or not. I'm pretty sure he's a Magic the Gathering fan. He strikes me as the type. I feel like I've heard that somewhere, but I'm like,
I know Sanderson is.
Yeah,
sure.
It's like Sanderson is for sure, and he strikes me as that type of nerd.
Yeah.
But they sort of continue to go back and forth. And then they end up being like, no, I'm not going to do it. They had almost listened, but the moment was gone.
Yeah.
And then eventually, the great Jon lurched to his feet. My lords, why shouldn't we rule ourselves again? There sits the only king I mean to bow my knee to, my lords. The king in the north.
Yeah.
And so then they all start kneeling, and they all start chanting, the king in the north, the king in the north, the king in the north.
Yeah. Yeah, because relatively, like, this united, kingdom and stuff is been fairly recent.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Right, because, like, the 7 kingdoms were 7 kingdoms before they became one kingdom under Aegon the Conqueror. They never got Dorne. That's a whole... That ends up being a whole thing.
Gotcha.
Dorne, they, like, married in rather than being conquered.
Yeah. So then they have a whole...
They have a whole thing about that.
We were never conquered.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't have this yet, but the family...
But is that not, like you weren't physically conquered.
Right.
But, like, you submitted to power. Is that... I mean, I guess maybe you get, like, some power out of it, so, like, you feel like you're...
because it's,
you're getting a better deal, but, like...
Yeah, because I think that, like, because it's, like, the Martells are the family that are, like...
Yeah. Kind
of the big family in Dorne, and I think that they married into, like, the royal family.
Yeah.
And so it's, like, they sort of joined that way, but it's by marrying into the Targaryen family, so it's so, like, it gets them, like, power in that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that the Martells... family words, which we haven't gotten yet, are unbowed, unbent, unbroken.
Got you. Yeah.
So it's like they've got a whole a whole thing about how we were never technically conquered.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you know, that for a long time it was the Starks were the kings in the north.
Yeah.
And it's only recently that this has really happened. So like, you know what?
Like let's just do that.
You know what? If Renly can say that he's king,
Yep.
we can say that we're king.
Yep.
You know, go fuck yourself. And so right now that's Joffrey, Stannis, Renly, and Robb all sort of like claiming some form of kingship.
And then we also have the wildling king up, up north.
Yep, north. Yep.
I was thinking about that with like Jon because it's like
the king beyond the wall.
Yeah. There's another king up there.
Yep, which is very interesting. But yeah, the King of Winter. And so that's where we leave off with Catelyn
that story.
And Robb. And so again, setting up for Clash of Kings. I wonder what could happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Setting the stage for the conflict in the next book. It's
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think I'm good.
Alrighty. And then Dany. For our last chapter of the book.
Yeah.
We're back with Dany again.
Yeah, and I said most of my Dany stuff I think earlier.
Yeah.
Other than like stuff that actually happens this chapter, but
right. Yeah. Because this chapter is interesting.
Yeah, she makes her own magic ritual out of like she just like that was really interesting to me actually. That like because it like tells you something about how the magic of this world works. You know, it's not like a specific like a specific chant, a specific you know like it's very soft, it's very intention and you know like she was able to just kind of like staple this together, you know, like
and have it actually like work. Yeah, because it's like so far the only thing that we really concretely have with this magic system is the sense that death pays for life. Yeah. It's very sort of like blood and you give a life to gain a life. It's very symbolic in that way. And so she sets up this big pyre to send Drogo off on because that's how they do it. And she has Drogo on the pyre, a horse, not his horse because his horse already got killed, but like another horse to sort of like send him off
with,
and then also has Miri Mazdur
tied to it,
which and she has it all set up, and
Mazdur, she's just like, what are you doing? This isn't gonna even do anything. Like, you didn't learn how to do this shit. Like, what are you even doing?
Yeah, it is not enough to kill a horse by itself. The blood is nothing. You do not have the words to make a spell, nor the wisdom to find them. Do you think blood magic is a game for children? And, you know, she's just going on about that. And, you know, she's like, you don't have the wisdom, and Dany's like, madness is close to wisdom. Sometimes.
And what's his name? Her knight is like, you're not gonna throw yourself on the pyre, and she's like, not like that. Like, I am going to throw myself on the pyre, but like,
but not in like a kill myself way, but in like a cool magic ritual sort of way.
but in like if this goes wrong, this will also kill me.
Right. Yeah, but she has this whole thing.
But she has like full like confidence in it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and it's very interesting because she like has this whole thing because she's like, I'm the queen now.
Yeah.
You said that Viserys was your king and he's dead now, so I'm your queen.
Yeah.
And Jorah's like, you're right. And he's like, what if we just like left? Just go to Yeti Karth, the Jade Sea, Ashai by the Shadow. Just fucking get out of here.
Yeah.
We can sell your eggs.
Yeah, we just go somewhere, yeah.
Because if we sell your eggs, we'll have enough money for, like, a ship. If we sell all of them, we could live, like, really well, actually, for the rest of our days out here. And she's like, no, these eggs aren't for selling.
Yeah.
And she gathers around all...
And I'm like, Targaryen. I have the right to, you know...
Yep. Dany called the Dothraki around her. Fewer than 100 were left. You will be in my Khalasar. I see the faces of slaves, I free you. Take off your collars. Go if you wish. No one shall harm you. If you stay, it will be as brothers and sisters, husbands and wives. And she, goes on Today I'm a woman, tomorrow I'll be old. It's like, I was a child yesterday, today I'm a woman, tomorrow I'll be old. To each of you I say, give me your hands and your hearts, and there will always be a place for you. And then she starts handing out gifts to her sort of like blood riders.
Yeah.
Jogo and
yeah, they're like, yeah, we can't be your blood rider. Like, to each of them, she, like, because she gives, like, the weapons that were given, like, to her / like, Drogo for,
for the wedding.
So she gives them to the blood riders.
Yep, it's Jogo, Rakaro, and Jorah. And they're each like, no, I can't do this. Yep. It's like, this isn't how this goes. It's like, I'll take you back to Dosh Kalin as is my actual, what I'm supposed to do.
Yep, and then Jorah, like...
And Jorah's
like, no, I'll do it.
No, I'll do it, you know. I'll say the oath. You're my queen. I vow to serve you, to obey you, to die for you, if it need be. Whatever may come, whatever may come. You are the first of my queen's guard. They thought her mad, Dany realized. Perhaps she was. She would know soon enough. If I look back, I am lost. And she keeps, like, repeating that to herself. That becomes this kind of, like, mantra for her. Especially in the last chapter, but also in this one. She is getting things set up. She's like thinking about like Drogo. Forgive me for all I have done and all I must do. I paid the price, my star, but it was too high. You are mad. Is it so far from madness to wisdom? Sir Jorah, take this Magi and bind her to the pyre. My queen, no. You will not hear me scream. I will, but it is not your scream I want, only your life. I remember what you told me, only death can pay for life.
Yeah.
and then so the mirror's like, actually, maybe you do know enough to do something. When a horse lord died, his horse is slain with him, so he might ride proud into the nightlands. The biters would burn beneath the open sky, and the cow rises on his fiery steed to take his place among the stars. And so she does that. She, like, has the pyre and sets it off, and she has, like, the eggs.
Yeah, like, in the
pyre.
Yeah, and they're like, why? Don't put that in there, like, like you can, like, sell these. Like, what are you doing?
And it's like, nah, I'm gonna put them there. And she sets the flame. Mir Mesder is singing, but eventually she catches on fire and she starts to scream. And then, all the smoke and the burning, and Dany's, like, watching it, and she's like, she was the blood of the dragon, and the fire was in her. She had sensed the truth of it long ago, Dany thought, as she took a step closer to the conflagration, but the brazier had not been hot enough. And so she starts, like, stepping towards the fire. This is a wedding, too, she thought. Another step, Dany could feel the heat of the sand on the soles of her feet. Ser Jorah was shouting behind her, but that didn't matter anymore.
He's like, you said you weren't gonna throw yourself in.
You said you weren't gonna do this, you said you weren't gonna do this! And then she starts running towards it, you
just asked me to protect you with my life, and then you run into a burning pyre.
Yep. She saw a horse, a great grey stallion, limbed in smoke, its flowing mane a nimbus of blue flame. Yes, my love, my sun and stars, yes, mount now, ride now. And so we get, like, kind of a sending off for Drogo in that way.
Which I was happy that, like, he, like, they did, like, have that send-off, because, like, his death was, like, a kind of humiliation in a way, and she, like, tried to make it less so, but, like,
It was interesting. Sort of, like, the way that she comes to, like, honor the Dothraki culture in general.
Yeah.
And she goes to the pyre, and she hears a crack, the sound of shattering stone, and, the like, eggs start, like breaking and cracking and, like, exploding.
Yep.
Only death can pay for life. There was a second crack. Ser Jorah called her name. Third crack. And when the fire died at last, and the ground became cool enough to walk upon, Ser Jorah Mormont found her amidst the ashes, surrounded by blackened logs and bits of glowing embers, and the burnt bones of man and woman and stallion. She was naked, covered with soot, her clothes turned to ash, her beautiful hair all crisped away, yet she was unhurt. And, there's a cream and gold dragon, a green and bronze one, and a black and scarlet one.
Yeah.
For each of the eggs. and they're like all like around her.
Yeah.
They're literally, she's like breastfeeding two of them.
That was one of the things that I was going to talk about in this chapter. What the fuck, George? What the fuck?
Yeah,
like, she's 14. Like, that one's one that where it's just like, why?
Yeah.
It's just not necessary for me.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted the visual and like
yes.
the motherhood and the this.
Yes, like these are her.
You cannot put so much
emphasis
on her as a young 14-year-old child bride. This is traumatic.
Yeah.
And then at the end, this is empowering this mother figure, this 14-year-old child bride. You know, like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I really like all of Dany's chapters and stuff,
yeah.
but there are some bits in it that really...
Yeah.
are interesting.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I definitely feel like it's one of those things where with this series and with like George's stuff, I mean, I've only read the series, so I can't really compare. It's like, it's super interesting. He takes these like big swings, and some of it like is super interesting and pays off, and some of it you're just kind of like, that's weird.
Yeah. I'm like, because then I'm sitting here, why are dragons breastfeeding? Because that's my next like thing. Because then I'm going into like, right, like, and I don't need to.
Yeah, because it's like, do dragons even breastfeed in general?
Right, and so then I'm just going all sorts of places, and I'm like, I don't need to.
Oh yeah, because it's like, you know, definitely the idea is like, these are her children.
Yes.
You know, she, mother of dragons, all that sort of stuff.
You can get through that imagery without it's just like literal breastfeeding dragons.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things where it's like in the show, the dragons
they don't
do that.
No.
But also, you were like, they're cowards because they don't actually make Dany bald.
Yes, which they should have. And like also like she would have looked like cute like bald. Like I could totally see like like Emilia Clarke or something like that.
Yeah, Emilia Clarke.
I could totally see that. Like I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love like Furiosa and like
I was thinking about that today even.
Yeah, or like Cersei, like when like her hair is like shaved
when her
in, like,
gets
the show.
like
again, I don't know what leads up to that, but I do know that scene.
Yes,
like there's quite a few Game of Thrones scenes like that I just like shame like that whole bit. Like you can't be around on the internet for like the length of time, without seeing that.
It's just like, I'm so tempted to just say things. I'm like, nope, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't. It's like, oh, you know about the scene, but still don't say that. Don't give any more context for the scene. Don't give any more,
Yeah, no, because I have like so...
Because you don't even know like when that's going to be and stuff.
I don't know any idea.
Yeah, so it's just like, I'm like, don't say anything. Don't fucking say anything. But yeah, so she's got the dragons. Yeah. And it's very much this like, oh yeah, because also there's like a comet. Yeah,
there's a big red comet.
Yes,
because that's the first star. Because they start off the pyre at they're going to start it off the first star that's seen, and so then the first star that's seen is this comet, this red comet.
Yep, and she's like, I couldn't ask for a better sign.
Yep.
And so then she has what is very much a rebirth, a symbolic rebirth. Yep. She's like naked and has no hair. She's very much And then, wordless, the knight fell to his knees. The men of her cause came up behind him. Drogo was the first to lay his ark at her feet. Blood of my blood, he murmured, pushing his face to the smoking earth. Blood of my blood, she heard Ago echo. Blood of my blood, Ricaro shouted. And so, they're like, actually, you know what?
It's like, sure, yep.
Sure, you just walked into the fire and came out with 3 dragons without being burnt. Yeah, I'll follow you. You are my queen, actually. It's pretty great. And for the first time in hundreds of years, the night came alive with the music of dragons.
Yep.
Dragons!
Yeah.
They're back, baby!
Yep.
Only good things can come from this. I can foresee no repercussions to this.
But they're dragons. They're pretty.
They are. And they're very cool. And it's so funny because George has said that, like, the only reason there are dragons in the series is because a friend told him, you gotta have dragons. People love dragons. And he was like, I guess there'll be dragons then.
And it's such a part of it.
Yeah, and it does become such a part of it, but then it's also interesting because they're also such not a part of it. Like, this whole book, we don't have dragons until right here at the very end where dragons, like, come back. And
you see, like, allusions, like, oh, it's in history, and you, like, see the eggs and stuff, so it's like...
Yeah. And it's so interesting because then it's like, what are the limits of magic in this world? We have this, like, soft magic system. We've seen explicitly some magic happen, but for, like, most of the book, there's really not a lot of magic.
And almost every bit of magic that we see, like, goes wrong in some way. I think this is probably the first that we've seen do what it was intended.
Yes.
Like, even if something bad happens from this... It did at least go as intended.
Yes, and it's also interesting because I feel like what Mirri Maz Duur did was also intentional.
Yes, yeah.
And then like over in Westeros, people are like, magic's not even like real.
Yeah.
And the only magic that we see over in Westeros is like
even the people who study magic, like even the maesters who specifically study magic, except for the one who he knows a teeny bit of it, right?
Yeah, because it's like the maesters are like, magic's not real, and then we hear from Mirri Maz Duur that there's like a maester who went to a shy and that she like learned magic with and stuff. Yeah. So it's like there's at least one guy. Do we actually get his name?
And doesn't Varys also like mention knowing like something as well, or like some?
There's a lot of people say that like Varys must know magic or something.
Okay,
a lot of people saying he must be some sort of sorcerer, and like the way that he like because he like shows up with like a beard and stuff, and it's like. Is he just really good at disguises, or does he actually, like, know some sort of magic to disguise himself? Because people, like, talk about him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we've gotten any sort of, like, explicit confirmation that he, like, knows magic and stuff. But he might know about magic.
I feel like he talked about, like little things, where he... But maybe I'm getting this wrong. I don't remember... I feel like I remember a discussion that he has with someone, where it's just, like, we're just talking about magic, but, like... I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually... I just know that there's, like, rumors about him being, like, a sorcerer and doing magic and stuff. But I don't know if he actually, like, says, like, one way or another about, like, magic. Because we don't actually talk to him that much. Because like, mostly we're talking to him about, like, the conspiracy stuff, like, with Ned.
Right.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I think... I'm like, do we get that maester's name? Does Mirri Maz Duur say that maester's name? Because, like, I know it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he actually...
I don't know if she says the name. I don't think she does. I don't know.
Yeah. See, the thing is that there's a wiki of Ice and Fire. Amazing wiki. Yeah. Amazing fan wiki. Never fucking use fandom for anything.
Yep.
Because, like, this wiki has, like, existed for, like, so long. Because, like, the series has existed since, like, the fucking 90s. So, like, I'm pretty sure this wiki, like, predates fandom.
Like, non-fandom wikis, like, they're just so much better. That site has done irreparable damage to, like, just looking up something about a character. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Really? Well, that's simply false. You are a good wiki, but like, come on now. I might just be misspelling this. I was misspelling it. That's what it. Okay, according to the wiki, he is mentioned in A Game of Thrones. Okay. I don't know if that's by name or just like offhand. Yes. Okay, we do get his name, Marwyn. Okay. Marwyn. Okay. So we know that there's a maester named Marwyn who went to Ashai and actually like learned magic with Mirri Maz Duur.
Got you.
And so there's at least one maester who like seems to know that magic is actually real, as opposed to the other maesters who seem to think that magic isn't real.
Yeah, so they study it like more in theory and history.
Yes, it's like, oh, there's this thing that like did exist maybe, but doesn't now or something, or maybe it was just always myth because we get this like the Children of the Forest used magic. Because when we were in, like,
but they also think that they're myths. Like, some people think that the Children of the Forest are myths, kind of. Or that they don't exist anymore.
That they don't exist anymore. I think the idea is that, like, oh, they used to exist, but then they, like, don't anymore or something. Yeah. But, what's her name? Osha.
Yeah, she's like, oh, what do you mean?
She's like, no, they still exist. They're just up north.
Yeah.
You know, up in the real north.
Yeah.
Beyond the wall. Up in Scotland.
was gonna say the UP.
But yeah, no, because Beyond the Wall is just Scotland, because in real life, you know, you go up north and there's Scotland, and it's there's Hadrian's Wall.
Got you.
That sort of like separates. And that was like built
now
by,
I'm just thinking of like Lower Peninsula, Upper Peninsula, Michigan.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, you go up to the UP and it's just White Walkers and shit.
I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's Daenerys' chapter.
Yes.
Is there anything else you've got to say about Daenerys or the book in general before we move on to like what we've been reading?
No, I mean we finished the book, which is crazy. I'm excited to read more. Like I'm excited to get into the next one and everything. It's been really good. Yeah,
I'm excited too. I'm glad that you liked it, because I know that in the beginning you were a little bit more sort of like hesitant about it. But like I'm glad that like it, as you've gone on,
I've gotten been enjoyable more and more into it.
Yay. I have cursed you now with
an unfinished series.
But you know, you don't like finishing series.
What do you mean? I've been so much better.
You have been. Now we just need to, you know, finish
like the 10 things on the list, the 15. Well, what is it?
Yeah, because it's like we need to finish
Critical Role,
Campaign 2.
Yep.
And Magnus.
Yep, and Mob Psycho and Hunter Hunter and
but those we weren't like right at the end or anything. I mean, because we got like halfway through season 2 of Mob Psycho, and we do need to like get through Mob Psycho so that we can watch Nerdy react to Mob Psycho.
Yep.
But we got like right to because like we're in the last season of Magnus.
Yeah.
And so
we're like 4 or 5 episodes in.
Yeah, we need to listen to more of that. I've been thinking about that lately, that we should listen to more of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I guess now we'll move on to what we've been reading.
Yeah.
Alright, so when it comes to what we've been reading, the answer's actually nothing.
Yeah, because we recorded like literally 2
days ago.
2 days ago. So
we recorded on Sunday, and then it's Tuesday, and so like we haven't had time to like read more stuff.
So this section is pretty much
Yeah, I guess I did read a tiny little bit of Plato's Republic.
Oh yeah.
I was reading a bit of that because I have writing stuff that I want to do. I've been thinking about writing, and so I've been looking at like Plato's Republic as like some inspiration for what things I might want to do thematically in a book when it comes to like a civilization and like how it's structured. Because Plato's like, here's how you structure a society. And I'm like, that sounds awful. Let's use that.
That's a lot of what Red Rising does. It's like it's pretty similar. It's like this is like how it all should be structured, and there's like a whole society built on that for like a few thousand years, and it sucks.
I'm like, this does seem like it would suck, so I might do a similar thing. Where it's like, what if society was structured kind of like this? And so I was thinking about that some at like work today as well. So that's a little bit of like something that I've been reading, I guess. Although I'm probably not gonna like fully read Plato's Republic and whatnot. But it was just some little research stuff that I was doing. Yeah, because I wasn't even like listening to any like video essays or anything at work today. I was just listening to like music.
I was watching Nerdy and Clarus. They did some audiobook reactions for Oathbringer, so I've been listening to a little bit of that.
Yep.
But
that's
about it for me.
That's about it, and that's about all we've been doing.
Yeah.
So I guess this has been Let's Talk About Book.
Yeah.
And now you can go forth and think about book on your own time. Have a lovely whatever time it is.
Have a wonderful day.
Ooh, wonderful instead of lovely, mixing it up. Bye-bye.
Bye.